Okay, so let's see how this works. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm just gonna check the video real fast, see how it works. Okay. I've tested this before, but it seems like this time it isn't working. Let me know in the comments how it looks so far, because I'm not too positive. Alright, so once I get this figured out, we can start. Or else I'm gonna have to go and use Google Hangouts. Okay, let me see. It says video output low. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Let me check something. I'll get this sorted right now, guys. Let me just do this real quick. Okay, so it seems to be working pretty fine now. I'm not sure about the quality though. I had to lower it quite a bit because for some reason my internet is going slower than usual. Usually, I tested this yesterday and I was able to stream 1080p fine, but it looks like I have to go to 720 this time. So please let me know in the chat to see how it looks. There's a bit of a lag on this, so I have to wait. Oh, by the way, since I got 500 subscribers as of like 2 days ago, I decided to get myself a nice little bibimbap, which is a Korean dish. I've had it like once before a while ago, so I'm not too familiar with it. So I guess here we go. Here's the bite celebrating 500 subscribers. Oishi. Okay. It seems like the stream is going healthy. So I think we'll start in a bit. I want to thank you all for watching. And again, 500 subscribers, that's a milestone. Let me just go over a little bit about me. I guess we'll kind of make this like a little Q&A thing. So I started basically this time last year with AKB. I started with, basically I used to watch anime. As you guys seen in my channel, I used to make anime videos. And then as I make anime videos, I was like, oh, okay, let me decide to, learn some Japanese in order to understand what these people are saying. So I started learning a little Japanese, and then eventually I read a lot of stuff on the internet saying, oh, hey, you should go and, go watch, some casual Japanese television to like kind of get your brain used to it. So I was like, oh, okay, let me go and look for something. There's those Japanese funny comedian shows that, you see like on Reddit or like on the news sometimes. So I decided to watch one of those. And the first thing I watched was Downtown. And Downtown was kind of my introduction to Japanese television. And with Japanese television, it's kind of different from American television. It's not the same kind of idea system. So I started watching that. I started getting interested. It actually reminded me a lot of Mexican kind of television because they have a lot of those like crazy variety stuff too. So I was a little familiar with the concept. I'm not sure how other Americans or other people are familiar with the concept, but I was kind of familiar thanks to the Mexican, TV shows, since I'm like, technically, I'm half Mexican, but even more technically, I'm like 1/6 Mexican, but that's this whole separate issue. 1/6, I mean, is that right? Like 1/4, I don't know, something like that. I'm not gonna mix a whole different stuff. Anyway, back on track. I was watching Downtown, and super funny show. You guys should watch if you haven't watched it. I'm sure most of you have watched it. Watch Downtown. Watch a whole bunch of episodes. Watch the yearly special that they have, and it just started from that. And then I started like kind of picking it up, and then I got some apps to help me talk to regular people. And then they're like, oh yeah, if you watch those like Downtown, it's like a little bit of that. I think it was like Osaka then, where they talk in a different like accent or dialect than the traditional Tokyo dialect. So when I started doing that, I was like, oh, okay, so I guess I should check out other shows. So then, I was browsing Reddit and I found the subreddit Japanese game shows, and then I think that day or around that day, they started to show the Nogi Eigo. So I was like, oh, okay, Nogi Eigo, this sounds interesting. So then I watched it, super funny. It was subtitled and everything so I could understand it. And I was like, oh, okay, this show's pretty funny. Let me watch some other Japanese shows where it has English in it. So then that led me to watching Otana no Kiss, something like that. Kiss Eigo, something like that. It's with Yamapi, the actor. And I started watching that show. I watched like most of it, and then I started watching. Morning Musume had like a little segment where one of them would teach English to the other members, and I watched some of that, and I was like, oh man, you know what? These people are pretty funny. These idol people, and in the beginning, there's always the stigma with idols where like, oh no, you've gone too far, man. Like you're into it deep, but then slowly watching these programs, you start to notice that like, oh, okay, this is just like a whole nother division. It isn't like going too deep into the culture. It's like a whole different spectrum, kind of like J-pop is a whole different spectrum. That's what I learned from all this. So once I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, let me watch that Nogi Eigo show again. So I watched it again, and then I was like, oh, are there more episodes of this? So as I watched, like, I think 5 episodes were out at the time, I started to like really like it, and I was like, oh, I wonder what else these girls do. You know, let me try to listen to some Japanese programs that aren't actually with the subtitles. So then I watched the Nogi Eigo, and then I started watching Nogi Bingo, and then I remember the first season of Nogi Bingo, they used to always talk about AK Bingo, so I decided to go watch AK Bingo, and with AK Bingo, that's where it all snowballed, and then that's where we are today, basically. Because after Nogi Bingo, after like season 1 and 2, I watched AK Bingo, and it just like, yeah, basically snowballed. It's going deeper in the rabbit hole. So yeah, that's where it started. From there, I watched all of AK Bingo, pretty much all of it, all that was subtitled at least, and that got me to like Akimoto Sayaka, which was my original Oshi. But then she graduated in the show, so I was like, okay, I guess I have to pick another one. And then from there was Oshima Yuko, but then she graduated. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to lay off picking an Oshi for a while because I'm a little old in the show running. So I decided to catch up to it, kind of get familiar with the rest of them a little more, and finally decide who was my favorites. But during that time, that's when I started watching Nogizaka again. And I started watching Tedoko, I started watching Under Construction, which eventually led me to liking Nogizaka a little bit more than AKB. Just because, you know, it's a whole different concept. And I think, like, what AKB is now, I feel like I like Nogizaka a little better. That's just a little biased, but especially since I started with them. But that's how it is now. But original AKB, if that was on now, I think I would like them a little more. But there's great members in AKB now, don't get me wrong. But I feel like now Nogizaka is a little bit higher in the tier list for me. So basically, after that, Nogizaka Oshi, that took me a while to learn who it was. I think it was only recently, it was during one of the news videos I made that I do weekly, where I actually like I was deciding who my Oshi was. So like I was like, I still don't know. It's either between Nishino Nanase, Shirai Shimai. You know, there's so many people that are good in Nogizaka. I feel like most of them are good. So when I finally started deciding who it was, in the video I was like, and my Oshi is, and then I said Shirai Shimai. So I was like, okay, that's it. Done deal. We're going to stick with that. And that's who's my Oshi is going to be. No regrets. In fact, if you see the video I did picking my favorite Nogizaka member, you can kind of see what my mental process was, although Nishino was higher before. But that's kind of like what my mind went through. So that's that. Kiyakizaka, not sure who my Oshi is yet. If I were to rank, like, who is my favorite overall in the whole 48 group, right now, I'd have to go with Shiraishi. I feel like a lot of Nogizaka members are on top of Watanabe Mayu, which is my Oshi from AKB. I feel like some of the Nogizaka members are a little higher than her. So yeah, that's basically it. If you guys have any questions throughout this live stream, just be sure to ask. Don't be afraid to ask. Please ask. I ask you. So yeah, so I think we could start now. I feel like, yeah, the stream is healthy, so we can start officially. All right, so if you guys don't know this website, this is AKB Sorts, where you guys can actually go and see who your favorite member is. Now for this time, I'm actually going to click on the Japanese 48 group. As you can see here, there's Japanese 46 group, the Japanese group, which includes 48 and 46, the Chinese group, which I know nothing at all, and all groups, which would be a crazy time and would make me last like 8 hours just on this website. But for today, we're going to go for the Japanese 48 group. And although I'm not too familiar with a lot of SKE members or HKT members, I feel like I have to do this and just go out, and this is probably going to take a while. So I say we just start right away. All right. So we start with these two members, and I don't recognize them to start off the bat. NGT, I only recognize like 7 members. The rest are like, you know, just in the background for me. So we're starting off with No Opinion. Always a good way to start off. And another No Opinion. And I recognize the one on the left, so I'm going to pick her. And of course, how can you go wrong with Rhea? I mean, she's one of like the classic members, so I'm gonna have to pick her. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna click the source on the bottom so you guys know where to go. Out of these two, now I've seen these two before, but I feel like I know the one on the right more, so I'm going to pick her. All right, now we get a break from NGT, and we go into some other members. I don't recognize these members. I feel like I have to see them in video sometimes to recognize them or hear them talk. But just from this picture, I don't recognize them. So I'm going to click no opinion. No opinion. I recognize the girl on the right. She's pretty funny, so I'm going to pick her. Oh, this is HKT, right? Okay. Don't recognize any of these. That's probably why I don't recognize any of them. I recognize the girl on the left. I'm going to pick her. Then we have these two. Ooh, one of them seemed familiar, but I can't precisely say. You know what, I'm going to go with no opinion on this. These are HKT girls. I don't know. I think the HKT wear the sparkly thing. Is that right? One of them looks familiar, but not too positive. Again. Okay, I recognize the girl on the right. Although I don't really like her, I feel like just because I know her, I have to pick her. Oh, now we have these two now. Of course, you have to go with Harupi. I recognize the girl on the left too. But out of these two, Harupi all the way. And with these two, again, we get the symptom of like, I recognize them, but I don't know if I'm positive or not. So no opinion. Okay, finally, this is NMB. I think this is the new generation that's coming up, and I know nothing about the new generation, so that's a no opinion. No opinion. Don't recognize the girl on the left, so no opinion. I feel like these girls are a little young for me to recognize them. I feel like I know some of the older members better. Oh, the girl on the left seems familiar. Where is she from? I should have watched more NMB shows before doing this. I'm gonna go with no opinion. I feel like I recognize the girl on the left. I feel it, like I feel it in my heart, but no opinion on this. Girl on the right seems familiar. No opinion. Oh, and here we go. Someone I recognize. Here's Miru. Definitely one of the top NMB members, in my opinion. When she was younger, she was a little bratty. But I feel like now that she's older, she's matured a little. So I like her more. I usually don't like the bratty characters, so I'm going to pick her. They're going to pick Uno. And then between these two, again, she seems familiar, but I'm going to pick no opinion. And then, how can you go wrong with Sayaka? I mean, top member of NMB. I mean, in my honest opinion, the only way NMB is going to get better is by Sayaka not being there, because I feel like they rely on her too much. She's like always the center, always the one they push, and like I feel like she's too strong. I feel like she should like, I don't know, not graduate, because no one wants to see her go away, but I feel like they should kind of like keep her back a little, like hold back the lion, right? Hold back the wild dog. I almost clicked no opinion on that one. We're gonna pick Joe. Between these two, I don't recognize them, so I'm gonna go no opinion. No opinion. No opinion. I feel like a lot of these are going to go no opinion just because a lot of the younger members I don't recognize as much. Especially since I've only been in this for a year and all that time was learning the older members' names. And now that so many... It's weird because all of a sudden... Let me click no opinion on this. All of a sudden, like a rush of new members came in, like especially on AK Bingo and all the shows. So I feel like I'm not accustomed to them yet, if that makes sense. All right, now we have Tiny Marika. Super cool, super fun. One of my favorite SK48 members. Gonna have to go with her. Between these two, there's Sakai Mei. I actually followed her on Twitter for a bit, even though I had no idea who she was, and then found out who she was and kind of like her, so I'm gonna pick her. Between these two, don't know. These two, don't know. Ooh, girl on the left seems familiar. I'm gonna go with no opinion still. These two, no opinion. No opinion. Oh, girl on the left seems familiar. Definitely looks familiar. No opinion. This girl looks familiar, but so does this girl, so no opinion. Of course, we're gonna go Ryoha. If I remember right, in the SKE48. If I remember right, in the SKE48, what is that show called? Something about a shrimp. Abby. Something Abby. In the Abby show, she was like a personal favorite of the MC, I remember. Oh, now we get to Team 8. Now, this right here, this is where my knowledge of AKB kind of goes down the drain, because there we go, every Friday. Thank you for that. My knowledge kind of goes down the drain because I only know like a handful of AKB Team 8 members, and especially since they're newer, again with those newer members. No opinion. Once I see the members I recognize, I'll definitely pick them. Like this one, for example, Riona. I know she speaks fluent English. I think she's from Los Angeles. So this is a good way. Let me see. She really stood out from the first draft, waiting for her to be pushed. Yeah, there's a lot of members who need to be pushed, because people like me who don't pay attention to a lot of the newer members who need to actually be pushed in order for people like me to know about them. But anyway, here we have Riona, one of my favorites, speaks English. That's bonus points especially. Super cute. I remember in that one show they did on with the teammate members, the special, she was chosen by the foreigners to be like the prettiest, and I agree with them. She looks familiar, but no opinion. I'm not picking them unless I'm confirmed I know them for sure. This one didn't load up. I don't know why, so I'm gonna go no opinion. Until I recognize them, then I'll pick them. Like for example, we have Oda Erina. I recognize her, so I'll pick her. And then these two I don't recognize. Don't recognize. This girl on the last seems familiar for sure, but I'm gonna go no opinion on this one. Now we move on to, I think these are AKB48 draft members. Not super positive. No, I'm gonna keep going. Okay. No. With these members, for her, definitely she caught my eye. Shoji Nagisa, she definitely caught my eye. When they were singing that one Akimoto Saika song with like, the cool members, she definitely stuck out as like, she did like little extra movements to like add to the performance. So I feel like, I don't know, she really stuck out to me. Like, look-wise, yeah, she's there. But I feel like effort-wise, she was there a lot. So I like that a lot about her, so I'm going to pick her. This girl on the left definitely put a lot of effort in. I saw that. So I think just... But I'm not super confident, so I'm going to go no opinion on this. These two are... Don't know. I know Judy, so I'm going to pick Judy. I know Mako. See, now we get into more familiar territory. Now this is where I start shining. We got Nana over here, of course. We got to pick Nana. Although I'm not too confident in her, I pick Rina. Oh, now we have these two. These two are fairly popular members. I think I'm going to go for Miku on this one. Seina's pretty cool, but I feel like I'm going to go for this one. Yeah, I think 16th gen is too early to decide still. I feel like we need to see more of them. A little bit more variety, a little bit more singing. Oh yeah, there's Muto's younger sister too. I forgot about her. Now between these two are fairly popular. I think I'm going to go with Kato Arena on this one. Not too familiar with these two. I'm familiar with both of these, but I feel like I'm way more familiar with Mion, so I'm going to pick her. Hey guys, we're 5% sorted. Don't worry, we have a while with us. Tano Yuka, one of my favorite members in AKB, definitely sticks out in AK Bingo. When I was watching when she came in, definitely like one that I thought would take over Akimoto Saika. Between these two, we got Ave Maria. Of course, you got to pick Ave Maria with a name like that. Then we have Shiori. And from these two, don't recognize them. No, wait. I recognize the girl on the right. Where is she from? She's been on something that I've seen. Ooh, her face, like... I think I'm going to pick her because I feel like a little bit more confident than I have with the others. Ooh, now we have two classic members right here. We have Oya Shizuka and we have Iriyama Ana. I feel like my eyes just keep on going towards Ana, so I'm gonna pick Ana. Oh, here we go. Here's two teammate members that I recognize. So these two teammate members, if you guys haven't seen the HKT versus NGT, I definitely recommend checking that out. It's a super fun series. Rino and Ria are actually kind of like the host or the MC. No, Sashihara is more of the MC, but I feel like they're both like the leaders, and the other members get actually pushed a little bit more because they actually get to be in the limelight a little longer. So I'm gonna have to go for Maho on this one. These two. Now, I'm not too familiar with them. Although this one is definitely cute. Alright. Between these two. Now I'm not going based on faces, I'm going based on familiarity, or else this would be a whole different selection over here. This is no opinion. No opinion. Oh, here we go. We have Rika. She was definitely funny on NGT versus HKT. And then we have Takakura. I feel like she's really come out of her shell a lot from the beginning. Definitely one of the higher ups. These two, no opinion. These two, no opinion. Then we have Ria. And these two, no opinion. And then we have Minami. I definitely recognize her. Definitely recognize Yuka. Not too familiar with these two. I've seen this one in the show before. I definitely remember seeing her. It's probably the hair, but I'm going to have to go with no opinion on this one. I feel like I have to go a little faster since it's only 6% sorted now. So when it's no opinion, I'll just click no opinion. No opinion, no opinion, no opinion, no opinion. Ooh, the girl on the right is like the super young girl who like everybody thinks is cute. And the girl on the left is that one. I feel like I'm going to go with the girl on the left because I feel like the other one is like super young and like, I don't know, I feel like she hasn't like, I don't know, I usually gear towards more of the older members usually. So I think that's what I'm going to do here as well. Next up, well, I guess I have to pick the girl on the right? Since I don't recognize her. This one. Now we have these two. No opinion. No opinion. Definitely recognize the girl on the left. Gonna pick her. Madoka, that's her name. Excuse me. No opinion on this one. Oh, then we have the Russian monkey, as they like to call her. We have Murashige Ana. So I'm gonna pick her. And we have Sakura up in here. Of course, I have to pick Sakura. I mean, Sakura's like one of the tops in HKT, right? Yeah, HKT. I don't know, my mind just like stopped for a second. So it has to go to her, right? I mean, she's been in Majiska Gakuen and even in the new Kabesuka Gakuen. So she's doing great for herself, really. I recognize her, but I don't feel confident enough to pick her. So I'm going to pick no opinion. No opinion. No opinion. No opinion. Hopefully I don't see one of these and like recognize them, click no opinion by accident. I recognize the girl on the left. No opinion. Oh, now we have Sashi over here. Sashi, one of the tops of AKB. 2 years in a row, #1. I mean, between someone I don't know and #1 who's been 2 years in a row, I kind of had to pick her, right? Now we have Haruka versus someone I don't know. So Haruka, don't know these two. Not too familiar. Girl on the left seems familiar, but not confident enough. We have draft members, don't know any of them. Don't know these two. Don't know these two. I feel like with NMB, I know only like the top members. Ooh, she's... Yeah, I definitely know who she is. I definitely know who she is. No opinion again. Oh, and now we have Lemon over here. Well, she doesn't want to be Lemon anymore. Now she wants to be Ichikawa Miori. She wants to become more of an adult now. And especially with the haircut she did recently that's short, it definitely looks good on her. It makes her look like a completely different person. Especially in the new music video, which I'm sure you guys have seen. She looks like a totally different person. Doesn't have like the cute little lemon aspect to her anymore. Definitely an improvement in my opinion. So I'm going to have to go with her. Although people are still going to call her Lemon. Sakura's Yoshi? Yeah. Sakura is definitely a strong contender. Let me see. These two I don't recognize. Don't recognize. Girl on the right. Oh, I've seen her. I've seen her before. Where have I seen her? Oh, definitely a face I recognize. I'm going to pick her. Oh, and now we have two members that I definitely recognized. This is Miru and Airi. I think I had to go with Miru on this one. Airi's pretty funny, especially in her Tiny Ada English. I think that's what the show is called. Definitely a funny character, but I have to go with Miru on this one. On this one, I'll go with her. And this one, now Momoka? Why do I always say Momoko? Momoka is definitely one of those people that I recognize. It's not just the blonde hair. She has a definitely weird but funny character. Especially on the Chaos stage with the AKB48, the Minami special stages that she did. The Chaos stage, she was like a highlight in that. Super funny character. I started watching her a little bit more, just looking up her name on YouTube and stuff. And definitely someone that I recognize and that I recommend. I'm just going to go through these. Ooh, now we have Akari and we have Sayaka. Now, Yoshida has a YouTube channel. Actually, since I don't understand Japanese, I play it, I mute it, and then I just let it run all the way through. Just so they get that, that one United States viewer that watched it all. And so AKB could know that there are foreigners that watch it. But personally, I have to go with Sayaka. Sayaka's such a strong character that I feel like she's definitely up there. Don't recognize the one on the left. All right. Now we have to go with Joe on this one. No. One of them seems familiar. No. Don't worry, guys. We're at 10% now. This will go by pretty fast. And remember, guys, you guys can ask questions if you want in the comments. Don't be afraid to ask. Ask away. It'll help me out fill in this blank space. Okay, so now we have Tani Marika. I have to pick her. And now we go back to don't know. Oh, but we got someone that I do recognize, and that's Suda Akari. Now, she's definitely one of the top ones in SKE. I feel like there could be stronger characters from one of the younger ones. But Suda Akari's pretty good, so I'm going to pick her. Now we have Sakai Mei. Recognize her. Girl on the right. Girl on the right definitely rings some bells. But no opinion. Oh, no, I did recognize the girl on the right. Oh, no, I clicked no opinion. Oh, no. I knew it was going to happen eventually. I knew eventually I was going to pick one. I have Kaori, who's actually in the Kohaku. The video that's going to come out Saturday morning, I'll cover over who's going to Kohaku and stuff. But Kaori is one of the people who actually is going. So it's pretty interesting to see that she has a lot of fans or people who are trolls. Definitely recognize now. I recognize Akane. We have these two. Don't know. Oh, we have Amina. I recognize her. I recognize her from a little bit of the older stuff. One of them seems familiar, but not too confident. All right, now we have Matsui Jurina. Definitely one of the contenders for who my Oshi was going to be after the whole Oshima Yuka and Akimoto Saika thing. Definitely one of the contenders. Definitely supported her. Yeah, it has to go with Jurina. Don't recognize these two. Oh, we have Ryoha again. I'll pick her. Oh, we have Masana. I always forget this girl's name. This is definitely one that I always forget, but I definitely recognize her in the programs. Don't recognize these two. Eventually, this quiz or this sorting leads you to the best members. There's Ryona again. And at the end is when it gets difficult because that's where a lot of your favorites are pitted against each other. Whoever this girl is, her picture never shows up. I don't know why. Oh, there's another none show up. Okay, I guess it only does it for those two. That's weird. Let's keep on going. I feel like I should recognize more of these Team 8s. I recognize her. Ooh, she's super cute. Sato Shiori. Name definitely rings a bell. But I'm not going to be biased, so I'm going to pick no opinion. Well, I mean, this is kind of based on biasm. Like it's a religion or something. I recognize Ogi to Yui. Don't recognize. Oh, of course we have to go with. Does she go by? She goes by Sumugi. I call her Hayasaka. Hayasaka was on AK Bingo. They did a whole special on her. Definitely one of the good members in the showroom. Super fun and genki. Have to go with her. There's the Yokoyama Yui from Team 8. I just recognize her by name, really. It's one of the few members I only recognize by names. But I'm going to go no opinion on this one. No opinion. Oh, I recognize the other girl. But oh well. Opinion, go on the left. This girl was kind of weird to me. I don't know why. She was like the center of some of the songs in the AKB theater for the 16 gen. But I feel like even though she was the center, she didn't stick out too much. I feel like she didn't have that aura that centers usually have. I feel like she was just kind of there, placed there. I don't know why. I feel like that was the sort of feeling she gave off. These two don't know. I recognize her. I liked her a lot, so I'm gonna pick her. These two don't know. Shh. I think I've seen her before, but I'm not 100%. Oh, now we have Rena versus Judy. Now, just because, for example, me and Robin in the chat, we were chatting up Rena, and Derek was also there. Yeah, right? It looks like the center is always the one with the short hair. Rena, super positive. Fell asleep on us during the stream, but that's fine. I'll still pick her. Now we have Mako versus Haruka. Now these two are fairly new. Haruka's a little newer. I feel like Haruka's personality is a little bit like on the rough side. Like even in the special where they showed Paruru talking to her, she's like, okay, can you stop talking to yourself in third person? Because in Japan, that's like a cutesy thing that some girls do to like make themselves look more cute or innocent. They talk in third person. And just like Paruru, I don't like that. So I'm going to pick Mako. Between these two, well, I have to pick Haruka now, right? Nana, of course, even though Saya is pretty good, I have to go with Okada Nana. She just sticks out. She's one of the top members for me in AKB. I'll go with Saya. These two, don't know. I'm going to go with Saho, just because I like her more than Rina. Yes, Saho's pretty good. Okay, now we have Watanabe Mayu, my current AKB Oshi, so obviously I'm going to go for her. I know people are like, oh, of course you pick Mayu, like the most mainstream member to pick, but I feel like she's mainstream for a reason. Until I find someone better, she's going to be my Oshi for AKB. Although, remember, those Nogizaka members are a little bit above her. Between these two, I know Miku. I know Seina. I know her, but I'm not a fan of her. But I feel like from those two, I'm going to have to pick her, right? I mean, that's the only logical thing. We got Rena over here. We got Yuri over here. We got Kashiwagi Yuki. Kashiwagi Yuki, one of the staples in AKB since the beginning. Reaction Queen over here. We got Blackheart over here. All the original names they gave her, which now they just stick with Yukirin. Yukirin, definitely a strong member, in my opinion. Definitely going to pick her over some of the other members later. From here, we got Mion. We got Tomu. We got Minami, one of the first gens. My voice cracked. One of the first gens. Definitely a strong contender. I feel like it definitely... I feel like I definitely should pick her just because she's last first gen, in fact, that's going to be there. But I feel like she isn't sticking too much out in the front. I don't know if she's doing that or if management's doing that. Probably management. But I feel like it's definitely one of the people that I should pick. Favorite AKB single of the year. Um, I think Love Trip was pretty good. High Tension was pretty good. That other song that I always forget the name of, the one that like won them the top one artist of the year. I feel like that wasn't as strong. It's pretty forgettable. Um, the only cool part of it is like the guitar on it. It has to be a tie up between Love Trip and High Tension. The Kimi wa Melody came out this year, right? I feel like that's close to my heart because when that single came out, like I had no idea. I wasn't in the news of AKB or anything. I was like pretty casual before that. Um, that's when I finished watching AK Bingo. So that's when I got to experience all of the members graduating. I got to experience like everyone leaving pretty much. Like there's people who've been with them for years and like finally get to see them graduate. But for me, it was like all compact into one. Like I got so used to some members and they would graduate and I'll be like, oh, well, looks like they're all gone. And then like you look back and it's kind of like memories in like in like a very tied, very compact section for me in my life. Like all this 1 year. And from then, I think it was like 4 months watching AK Bingo, watching all the shows. And then all of a sudden, like them graduating one by one and seeing them go and not being able to see them again because it's been so long ago since they graduated. Like Achan, Yuko, Sayaka, all these legendary members graduating. Um, so I think just because of that factor, I'm going to have to pick Kimi wa Melody just because all the original members came back. And although the song is not too good, I feel like the visuals are pretty good. I mean, the person who directed that is like a legendary photographer in Japan. Um, although it kind of seemed like just put up backgrounds and do the thing, the visuals are still stunning enough to be one of the top in my opinion. So I'm going to have to go with Kimi wa Melody. B-side. There's so many B-side. I don't think I could think of one on top of my head. I'll have to look at a list and pick from there. Because there's so many B-sides. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of one. I generally like the cooler songs. I don't really like the cutesy songs. Yeah, I'm going to have to look at a list for that. We got Tano Yuka. We got No Opinion on this. We got Haruka over here. Ave Maria. Don't recognize these two other girls. The last was cute. Oh, now we have Miho versus Yui. Now I feel like Yui, definitely strong. I mean, general manager. Definitely one of the picks for me. We have Yui and Shiori. Now, Yui's like super small and skinny, but I feel like she's fun. And Shiori's pretty fun too, but I think I'm going to go with Yui in this one. Which is kind of weird because I usually don't pick the younger members. Now between these two, I'm going to go with Megu on this one. We got Taniguchi, with that classic stare down that they do in AK Bingo. Ooh, now we have Kojima versus Anna. Kojima's pretty good, but I think Anna's a little better. Ooh, now we have Shizuka versus Kojima. This is when it starts getting a little bit more like a little tense, even though we're already at 17. For this, I'm going to pick Kojima. Maho. Recognize the girl on the right. Noah. Always forget her name. No Opinion. Oh, now I recognize these two. I'm going to... Wait, am I confusing the girl on the left with the HKT girl? I think I'm confusing... Because they have the same haircut, if I'm not wrong. I think I'm confusing both of them. It's the haircut that totally threw me off. Because I remember her wearing something else when I picked her. Miho is starting to be pushed slowly. Yeah, I feel like she is as well. There's a lot of members that are starting to being pushed. But I feel like there's some lower members that are really good that they're not pushing enough. For this one, I think I have to go for Rika on this one. Yeah, she's the center of the first NGT song. I definitely recognize her, but I'm saying, I think I'm confusing her with the HKT girl. But now that I think about it, she was the shy one that was in NGT versus HKT, and the other one is the loud one who likes to talk a lot, if I'm not wrong. All right, I'm gonna have to go with Rika on this one. Is Kohaku and High Tension. Yeah. I definitely recognized. Right? That is 48 group. A lot of good members, not pushed enough. I have to go with Mocha. No opinion. Vivian in HKT. Yes, that's probably who I'm confusing. It's the hairstyle. I don't know why. The hairstyle, like, since so little members have it, like only those two members pretty much have it. I feel like it's like, I don't know. I just get confused with them. There's Ria. No opinion. I recognize both of these, I think. So I'm going to pick Yuka. Go with her. No opinion. No opinion. No opinion. Go with Bob was the center of the first NGT song. I'm trying to think. I can't remember. Okay. Yeah, see, like, this is the girl I'm confusing her with. It's just that haircut. But I'm going to pick her. Pick her because I recognize her. Don't recognize them. Madoka. Don't recognize. Now we have Sakura versus Anna. We have the Russian monkey versus the serious girl. I call her serious because of Majiska Gakuen. I think I'm gonna go with Sakura just because I don't know, but Anna's definitely funny. She's definitely the variety girl. And I usually tend to go for variety a little more. But I feel like Sakura has such an aura and such a strong presence that I feel like I have to go with her. Now we'll go with Anna. Don't know. Ooh. No opinion. I recognize Natsumi, although I'm not a fan of hers. No opinion. Ooh, now we have Harupi versus Sashihara. Sashihara's such a strong member. I mean, I have to go with her, right? I mean, she's in so many programs. She's doing so well for herself. Harupi's pretty strong too, although I haven't seen her much in a lot of programs. But programs doesn't equal success. It's all based on what your own like goals are, right? I mean, if you want to be a singer, why would you be in a lot of variety programs? And if you want to be a variety member, why would you be in a lot of, I don't know, plays? Well, I guess that would make a little more sense. Why would you be in a lot of like singing competitions and stuff like that? Kind of like Roti is in Nogizaka. So from these two, back on subject, I feel like I have to go with Sashihara. What is my favorite 48 and 46 groups? If you rank them, which one is number 1, 2? Okay, so all in total, number 1 is Nogizaka 46. I started with them, and they're still one of my favorites. Second would be AKB48, the group. Third would probably be Keyakizaka 46. And third, I'd say would be, it's probably NMB. NMB 4. And then we go to, what's left? HKT, SKE, NGT. For this one, I think I have to go for, I don't recognize a lot of SKE members, but I feel like there's some strong members in there. So I'm going to go SKE, then NGT, then HKT. Yeah, that's the order. Because HKT, I'm like, not familiar, but Haruka's in there. I think NGT and HKT are swappable. All right, so now we have Haruka in here. Oh, thank you for the question, by the way. We have these two, don't know them. We have no opinion. These two, no opinion. No opinion. No opinion. No opinion. We have Nagisa over here, so I'm going to pick her. These two don't know. Again, a lot of these NGT, a lot of these NMB members, not too familiar with. You have Lemon. I keep on calling her Lemon, although she doesn't want to be called Lemon anymore. But I'm just going to keep on calling her Lemon because learning names is difficult for me. If you guys seen my video where I have to recognize the names of the Nogizaka girls, and if I don't recognize them, I get pied in the face. Watch that video if you haven't watched it. I get pied pretty often, even though Nogizaka is my number 1 group. So that'll tell you a lot about my memory. Now we have Miru over here. We have Tanigawa with that English show. She just ranked up for me a lot because it exposed me to a lot of the other members. We have No Opinion. We have Momoka over here. Funny character. No Opinion. Sayaka, of course. You can't go wrong with Sayaka. And you can go wrong with Yoshida, the YouTuber. We have Joe over here, super funny. No opinion, no opinion, no opinion, no opinion, no opinion, no opinion. See, look, all these members from SKE I don't recognize. We have Tani Marika, one of the tops in SKE, in my opinion. Should have been in Kohaku, but that's for a separate issue. No opinion on these. Ooh, now we have Mei versus Akari. I definitely have seen more of Suda Akari, but I feel like I like Sakai Mei a little more. Although she isn't in a lot of programs, I feel like I know more about her than I do Suda Akari, so I'm going to pick her. Not for this one, I'll go Suda. Don't know. Now we have Kaori, Kaotan. But we also have Nao over there. I think I'll go with Kaotan just because of that, you know, that one program they did, again, the Ebi Friday, the little special they had after, which is super funny, with Tani Marika and Kaori. They did hitchhiking, and they did surviving on sweepstakes and like from the magazines where you win lottery stuff. That was a super funny program. Definitely watch it. What was your initial reaction to how big the 48 and 46 group was? Initial reaction, I remember when I used to just like watch anime and not know anything about J-pop or anything. Like I'd be one of those people who like listens to anime openings and endings, but would be like, oh no, I hate J-pop. I feel like once I got into it, I was a little taken back by how much members there were. But since I started in the beginning from AK Bingo episode 1 and gradually went on to learn more about them, I feel like I got accustomed to it, I guess, because I started with like the main 48 members. So I feel like as they started expanding, I started getting more familiar with them. So I feel like it wasn't too much of a big impact to how many members there were. Definitely a big impact when I learned how small Nogizaka and Kiyakizaka were going to be compared to the big group that AKB48 was. I feel like I'm kind of glad that Nogizaka and Kiyakizaka aren't as big as them, like member-wise. I feel like that's a good thing, kind of like separates them a little. I feel like they should kind of be like 48 group and 46 group officially, but since they're rivals, I mean, come on. But yeah, the impact didn't hit me so hard because I was kind of like growing with them in a sense. The best way to get into it, the same. Yeah, definitely a good way to get into it. That way you don't get bombarded by all these members. But you still get bombarded because I think like in the 200s of AK Bingo, like they all of a sudden like send you all of these like members that you don't recognize from like different groups. And I think that's like what did the most impact for me, where like so many came at one time and like I didn't know who they were. I was like, I'm confused. I left in the dust. I want to concentrate on the ones I know, and which kind of backfired at the end. But next we have Akane. Let me see. First AKB related songs I've ever heard was the first ending theme of Fairy Tale and Wreck-It Ralph. I never watched Wreck-It Ralph, so that's why I couldn't become familiar with them. I know they did a Dragon Ball Z Kai episode because I think annually I rewatch Dragon Ball Z for some reason. It just like happens that way. Yeah, so definitely recognize them from that. Next we have No Opinion, Sakamichi series. Yeah, the Sugar Rush song. Yeah, that's what it's called. That's the only AKB48 song that's available in the Spotify in America, funnily enough. Which is kind of sad, honestly. I wish, we have Obamina over here. I kind of wish they brought more support to the international fans. I feel like we don't get as much love as we should, as how kind of like open we are as a community and like accepting of others, and like we're so supportive of them, but I feel like we don't get the support from them back, from the management, of course. A lot of the members do like give us shout outs and everything. They did a Shinchan episode. Oh, I didn't know that. I know they did like an ending or an opening for them where they were like actually there. Next we have No Opinion. Next we have Jurina. We have No Opinion. We have Ryoha. No Opinion. We have Masana. I recognize her. No Opinion. No Opinion. Then we have Riona. Riona, I feel like she like throws out a lot of like support for the international family. Mm, that's Japan. Sometimes they're so exclusive with the product, especially Sony, man. Like Sony Music Japan, like with Kiyakizaka and Nogizaka. I feel like since NMB isn't like really part of the AKS, and they let Americans watch it or in other countries, I feel like they're super cool. AKS, I feel like is stuck in tradition. I feel like they're kind of like, oh, we're not too familiar with this, so we're not gonna try to like do anything with it. At one point, AKB tried to expand to English-speaking continents, but then the SNN. Oh yeah, the CNN interview where they interviewed Akimoto Yasushi, where I don't do no opinions meanwhile, where they interviewed him, and I remember that the girl who was interviewing him was like, "Oh, why do you have lyrics when there's such young girls singing it like that?" And he said, "Oh, it's not the girls that are singing it with their feelings. The girls are singing it from my feelings and how I was when I was little." Um, no opinion on this one. Um, it was a lot of like, they were kind of like, "Oh, why are you doing this when they're so young? Why is this? Why is that?" I feel like they were really attacking him. I mean, CNN likes to do that. CNN's kind of biased in a lot of things. Um, I feel like they do that a lot with things they're not too familiar with, and they did that with AKB. I feel like they could have been more fair in the interview because I feel like they brought a lot of negative stuff from it, not too much positive. They didn't say anything about how it jumpstarts a girl's career. They didn't say anything about how the fan support and how much it helps the fans out. They didn't say anything about how much attention this gets. Like they mentioned like the the bad things about AKB. They didn't mention like a lot of the good stuff. Yeah, they also I think they mentioned Minagishi. Um, they didn't focus so much on the positive. Like they didn't focus on like Achan and Yuko who came to become successful actors. They didn't focus on a lot of the other stuff. Yeah, I think it is a culture difference problem. Well, we're afraid of the unknown. That's a quote by someone. I don't know who it is. But we're afraid of the unknown, and when the unknown is there, we're kind of afraid to go explore it and become familiar with it, because like I see that as like especially with music. Like as I said before, I used to watch anime and watch a lot of anime openings and endings, but I used to not like the term J-pop or want to be related to it. I feel like that was a lot of like cultural difference as well, where it was kind of like, oh, J-pop's kind of like cutesy stuff. It's kind of like what the media puts in your head. Now it's not like a conspiracy theorist. It's a lot of like what you're used to, and when you listen to something you're not used to, you don't recognize the beats, you don't recognize the style, then it isn't. They did a study on this where music, if you're not used to the style of music, then you don't like it until you listen to it a lot. Which is kind of like why old people say, oh, that music's too loud, turn it off, because they're not familiar with it. They don't recognize the beats, what's coming up next. It's the unknown factor. So, yeah, I feel like in order for idols and J-pop in general to become big in the US, then it's either A, J-pop needs to become more Americanized like K-pop is, or B, I feel like we need to get a little bit more of that style music over here and get people accustomed to it, so it's not in the unfamiliar anymore. Between these two, at the big Saya, Kiyakizaka was mentioned again in the CNN article of the Nazi incident. The whole Nazi incident was dumb, honestly. It was dumb. There's other people who clearly dress as Nazis with like the Nazi symbol and like the full-on Nazi eagle and the full-on Nazi stuff. Media doesn't pay attention to that. Someone looks fairly like, just because they have a hat with an eagle on it, people are like, oh, it's Nazi, watch out. It was kind of dumb how the whole situation went. There's more comments. Thank you all for the comments. Keep commenting. Bad scene. Some people think idol culture isn't good to be important to other country. I feel like idol culture is very different from American culture. Just like from my perspective as from living in America for my whole life, I feel like it's different, but it's not too different. I feel like with groups like Spice Girls or like Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, we had a lot of that like whole like experience with it. It was groups. I know they might be a little bit like taken aback by like, oh, there's 500 of them or something. They might be taken aback by that. But I think if you focus solely on one group, I feel like it isn't that big of a burden. I feel like it's just like a music group, a musical troupe even. So I feel like it isn't too different from what we're used to in America. The only difference is it's Japanese, so it has to be weird, or it's J-pop. That's like cutie music that I don't want to listen to because only people who are like little girls listen to it. It's that whole like putting like labels and reading a book by its cover kind of. AKS is trying to expand the group to Southeast Asia. Was a good fan base in J-pop. Yeah, a lot of my viewers actually come from Southeast Asia, from the Philippines and Indonesia. I noticed that there's a strong percentage in there. No opinion. We have Yuki over here. I feel like they should expand. There was rumors that they were going to be in Mexico. There's similar groups in Mexico. It's not that big, of course. But I feel like Mexicans aren't really used to the Asian culture. As I said again, I'm like some percentage Mexican, a strong percentage. I feel like it's a lot of like accustomating that they have to do. But again, it'll probably be like a Mexican group anyway, right? So it wouldn't matter. Thoughts on China 48 group? 48 meaning the original Chinese 48 group or the new 48 group, because they're now two different things. Next we have Tana Yuka and Minami. Ooh, this one's a little tough because we have Yuka and we have Minami. We have a classic member and they're both fun variety members, but I think I'm gonna go with Yuka on this one. Okay, then we have Minami. No opinion. I'm going to go with Haruka on this one. Ave Maria. No opinion. We have both Yuis, but I'm going to pick this Yui. We have Miho. We have Anna. Ooh, Taniguchi versus Kojima. I'm going to pick Kojima. As a 48 fan, do you consider the SNH as sister group of AKB? What didn't they separate? Because didn't like the Chinese management say, yeah, we're not part of AKS anymore, we're not part of AKB. So I feel like they're kind of like cousins, I guess. They're like the cousin that isn't like in the family a lot, but like, you know, it's like, yeah, we've met a couple times, but like, you know, they're over there doing their own thing. I feel like it's kind of like that more than like sister groups or like part of them. I feel like it's like cousin. Yeah, BEG, and G and Z are the new ones that AKS is running. Hopefully it doesn't happen the same way. Hopefully they handle it better than they did with the Chinese group before. Hopefully it doesn't turn into a big mess of like... I wonder if AKS will ever say like, oh, hey, if you want to graduate SNH to join our group, you can. It'll be pretty interesting to see what would happen if they did that. If they let SNH members join them, you know, kind of like leaving them behind and joining the original AKS group. It'd be pretty interesting to see what would happen. I would definitely want to see what would happen and see what the members decide, to see if they stick with just the name or stick with the organization. Because, I mean, if all the members decide to do that, then that'll be a whole mess. Now we have, I think I have to go with Oya on this one. Maho, Noe. SNH had contract breach by expanding without the knowledge of AKS. Yeah, that was pretty shady stuff that was going on. Used to be part of AKB group because of the Kenning position with Miyazawa Sai. Yeah, I remember there was a special on her where she went and then like she was like being tough on all the members because they were like not being polite enough and not like putting enough effort. So she was over there like yelling at them and everything. BJ and BJ, BEJ and GNZ are sister groups of SNH. So does that mean they're not part of AKS? I'm not too familiar with the Chinese groups. Does that mean they're with AKS or not, or with the Chinese management now? Now we have Ria versus Rika. I'm gonna have to go with Ria on this one. Her. No opinion. No opinion. Oh, Miyazawa Saya, by the way, great member, was like in position to be one of my Oshis. They're under Siba, yeah. So they're part of the other management. Next we have her, no opinion. For this one we have Sakura. Siba is the operator of the China 48 group. SNH is on its own with the new expansion. Yeah. So now their own little thing, right? Instead of being like with AKS, but now AKS is a separate group now that they're making. What are they called? I don't think I cover this because I really don't cover the Chinese group. 20 sister groups? SNH is rumored to form 20 sister groups? Dude, that's crazy. I mean, China's a big country. Definitely like what Americas are to United States, to what China is to Asia, kind of. It's definitely a big country, and I feel like they could do like 20 groups. Kind of like if it was in America, they do like 50 groups since there's 50 states. I feel like they do something like that. For this one, we have Anna, Madoka, no opinion. No opinion. Oh, we have Sashi over here on this one, definitely. Harupi on this one. I kind of want to go no opinion on these two. No, I'll pick Yui. We have no opinion. No opinion. We have Ichikawa on this one. We have Shibuya on this one. No opinion. You did better this time. Who was your top two, Robin? We have Miru. 7 ties for first place. That was like me on my Kiyakizaka one. I had 7 ties as well. We have Tanigawa. No opinion. Then we have Momoka versus Sayaka. I think I have to go for Sayaka on this one, even though Momoka's really great. And for this one, I'm going to go Momoka on this one. This one, I think Akari. What do you think of AKB48 theater in China? Do you think it will succeed? I mean, they already have a group formed and fairly popular. And I feel like now with AKS going in there and making their own group in there, from scratch pretty much, I feel like it has a possibility of being a success or being a flop. I feel like there's a very thin line on whether or not it'll be good. It'll depend on how the management does it, which members they pick, and like if they do any concurrent members or anything. I feel like there's a lot of factors that play into it that it can fall either way at this point. I feel like there's no like solid yes or no answer right now. It depends on, again, the members, first of all. It depends on marketing. But if they market right, pick good members, I feel like it could be like the rival group of the other Chinese group. You have no opinion. You have Sakai Mei. AKS rumored to form a new group in China. Yeah, they did a press conference in China recently about that, where they were talking about it. Don't know these two. Kaotan. Akane. No opinion. Mina. No opinion. Jurina, of course. I have to pick her. No opinion. Oh, why did I click no opinion? Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway. The group is rumored to be called GHZ48. I wasn't sure on the name. GHZ. That's like G and Z, isn't it? Just with a different middle letter. Um, there's a thread on the stage 48 talking about the China group and AKS. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. Yeah, I know, I can't undo this. Aoya, no opinion. Riona, of course, no opinion. No opinion. We have Yui over here. No opinion. Her, no. Her, no. Her, since I know her. No. Ooh, now we have Okada Nana versus Nozawa Arena. This one's a tough one. Kanana, Nozawa Arena. Let me see. GHZ is supposed to be in the same city as GNZ. That's interesting that they're both going to be in the same city. That's like direct competition with each other. I mean, that's good for the Chinese fans because then they get that competition of like, let's see who's better. If this person's doing a little better, then this group has to do a little bit more. And it's like a whole bunch of that. See if I reserve the website. Well, I mean, you have to take advantage of it, right? This is an easy one because Okada Nana is great. I mean, if I didn't have experience with Rena, I'd definitely pick her. But because in showroom, like we've like talked, I guess, with Rena, so I feel like it's a more personable, and she's so great with the international audience. Like she like talks to them. She even has like sometimes she has a weekly segment in English only. Like she doesn't even speak Japanese to the Japanese fans. She just speaks English. She's great. So I think for the first time, I'm going to have to pick I like both. Of course, Okada Nana is like one of your top, Robin. And then we have over here, I'm going to have to go with Judy on this one. Saiha, Mako, Haruka, no opinion. Mayu, Saho, Miku, Seina, Rina, no opinion. For this one, I'm going to go with... I've always thought the picture of Yuki's kind of weird. Like, her eyes look kind of, like, weird. Go with Yuki on this one. Mion. We have Muto and we have Kato. I think I'm going to go with Tomu on this one. Go with Rena, Yuria, no opinion. Yuka, Minami, Haruka, Ave Maria, no opinion. We have on this one, Anna versus Yui. They're both pretty close to each other. I feel like just because she's trying her best as manager, I'm going to pick Yui. Anna on this one. For this one, although she's like classic, for me she's like classic. I think I'm going to go with her, yeah. Kojima, Oya, Yui, her. Who is this girl? I don't think I've seen this girl. Wait. Have I seen her before? I don't think I've ever seen her before. That's kind of weird because I'm pretty sure I've seen at least... Whatever. No opinion. Then we have Ria versus Maho. Ooh, this one's more difficult. Maho's fun, but I think just because of experience that I have with her, I'm going to have to go with Ria on this one. Komari, she's the host for Antadare. I haven't seen much of Antadare, actually. I've only seen the one that Rena is on. Now we have Rika versus Maho. I'm going to go Maho, Rika, Moeka, Noe, no opinion. I always get like these like NGT together. This one, no opinion. Sakura, Russian, Madoka, no opinion. Sashihara. I wonder if there's a sort like this where it includes graduated members. It'd be pretty interesting to do that. Yeah, there's not as much subbed. Yeah, I agree. Like, the subbing community is great. Definitely appreciate what they do. I feel like there needs to be another strong subbing group that like does it like at least weekly. I know Good Enough Subs is super great. If you guys know him on YouTube, him or her, I don't even know. No social media from what I've seen, but they're great. It's definitely great. So they like upload in like 1 or 2 days. Yui, Natsumi, Nun, Miori. I'm gonna go with no opinion on this one. Ooh, now we have Saika versus Miru. These are like top for me in NMB. I'm gonna have to go with Saika on this one. Momoka versus Miru. Miru, Momoka, Tanigawa. Joe, no opinion. Tani Marika. This one, no opinion. Kaotan on this one. Mei on this one. Suda. Yeah, I know. Good Enough Subs is super fast. Must be like a native in Japanese and English in order to sub that quickly. But I mean, subbing takes a while. I've tried with like, well, sometimes I add English subtitles to my videos, and yeah, it's a long process that it takes. And for they to do it so fast, it's crazy. It's either like he's a NEET or he's like super fast. It's like crazy fast how fast it comes out. Definitely big thumbs up, big kudos to whoever Good Enough Subs is. Definitely appreciated. No opinion. See, look, here we start getting into more of the familiar people. We have Riona. Oya. Okay, now we're back into Yui. Into Don't Know Opinion. Sugimi. I recently joined the Jump group, subgroup, and I've been translating the first episode of Team 8 for 3 days now. It's a 1 hour chapter. Yeah. Hey, thanks for joining the community and helping the community is what I mean. Thanks for that. Definitely appreciate it from everyone, especially us non-Japanese speakers. Then we have her, no opinion. Okay, Nana, of course. Judy, I'll pick her. Bam, bam. 1 hour chapter. Yeah, those long ones, right? Or especially when there's like members who speak really fast, or like they all speak at once. I imagine the struggle with this. Yuki, Mayu, Yuki, Saho, Mion, Miku, Tomu, Seina, Rena, Bam, Bam, no opinion. For this one, we have Yui versus Yuka. Ooh, I think I'm going to go for... So, when I can't decide, sometimes I like to think, okay, if they're on a television program, whose segment would I want to watch? And I think I'd watch Yuka's segment. Yui, Ana, Minami, Miho, Kojima, Oya, Haruka, Yui, Taniguchi, Maria, Dan. Okay. It takes 3 hours of bingo. I just hope more people come to know teammate members. Yeah, thanks to you guys, I can actually watch shows about teammates since I know pretty much minimum about them. But what I want to be subbed, it's just like a personal dream of mine, is Nogi Eigo being subbed. I know the Ikudon people have it on their list, but it's so far down their list, and really appreciate what they do, but they need to sub Nogi Eigo. I feel like that's a tougher show to translate because there's a lot of terminology of like the language itself that it's a little hard to translate. See, look, these two girls right here, the bob haircut. This is who I was confusing. We have the loud person and we have the quiet person. They're like complete opposites. Who am I gonna pick? I'm gonna pick the shy one. This one. This one. No opinion. Was fun. Nogizaka English discussion was fun today. Oh yeah, they were dancing to music. Yeah, I watched that live through an app I have. Super fun episode. I agree. 1 hour long. They're gonna continue it. I think January 9th. I'll talk about that in the video. But yeah, it was a super fun episode. They have a dinner and a show, which was pretty funny. They were like the parents and like the sports festivals who like just screaming "Gambare, gambate, Nippon ichi," stuff like that. It was really funny. And in fact, the tape measure segment that they have, I feel like was like very stressful. Like I wouldn't think it was that stressful, but like where they're going like 1 inch at a time. Kiyakizaka's going like 1 inch, but then Nogizaka comes in, whoo, 10. It's like it was super stressful. Oh, is it January 5th? Oh, well, I guess it would be next week, right? Next we have Sakura versus Harupi. I think I'll go for Sakura on this one. Harupi and yeah, but that was definitely a fun episode. If you guys haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it. Good Enough Subs said he will sub it, I think by Saturday or Sunday. I forget which one he said. It was one that started with an S. So definitely recommend checking that out when it comes out. I'm going to be on that like a fly on poop. What? Miru over here. Oka. Lemon. Yoshida. Bam. No opinion. Tani. Joe. No opinion. Jurina. Kaori. For this one we have Sakai Mei. Suda. Ryoha. Hoba. Akane. Nao. No opinion. Ooh, I think I'll go Riona on this one. I think this is fairly easy for me to pick. Yui. I'm seeing her face more and more. I think I'm starting to recognize her. Definitely seen her in some Team 8 programs. Oh yeah, at the end they gave the other MC of Kiyakite Kakenai to... They gave him the bill. That was pretty funny. He's like he like had nothing to do with it, but yeah, he had to pay the bill for like a Nogizaka member, and like if it was Kiyakizaka, he might have been like, oh okay, I see. But since it was Nogizaka, he has like especially nothing to do with that. It was pretty funny. Okada Nana, look at me, Judy, her, no opinion. Then we have Mayu over here. Yuki versus Yuka. It's funny because in Spanish, yuca is a type of vegetable which people eat. So her name always reminds me of that. I mean, vegetables, I mean, people do eat them, but you get my point. For this one, I think I'm going to go with yuca. No, I like both of them, but I don't want to pick I like both on this one. I feel like there is one that is above. TV program, I'm going to stick with that. I'll pick yuca. Yui, Anna, Yuki, Minami, Saho, Mion, Miho, Kojima, Oya, Tanabe, Tomu. Between these two, now, I think, yeah, I'm going to go for Seina and Rena, Yuria, her. Okay, no opinion. Ooh, now you have Sashi versus Kitahara. Now this is classic NGT versus HKT over here. I'm gonna pick Sashi on this one. Sakura, Ria, Harupi, Maho, Anna. And for this one over here we have I think I'm gonna go with go with her. Rico here. Did I pick her before? I'm not even 100% positive, but I'll go with her. No sleep today. sometimes how it is. That was me yesterday watching the Nogizaka Under Construction special. 58 Japan Record Awards live today. Oh, is that? And then on the 31st is when the Kohaku happens too. No sleep on that day either for me. For this one, I have to go with we're at 67%. It just jumps from 65 to 67. So let's keep on going. We're almost there, guys. You guys can ask questions. Don't be afraid. You can ask anything 48, 46 related or any other general questions you have. Sayaka, Miru, Momoka versus Marika. I think I'm going for Marika on this one, Momoka on this one, Tanigawa, Joe, no opinion. All right. Ooh, now we have Riona versus Jurina. I think I'm going for Jurina. Riona. For this one, I'm going Katan, Yui, Mei, Suda, Oya, Ryoha, Mina, Akane, Nao. No opinion. Right? Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, so next we have Mayu and Nana. Mayu, and then we have Nana versus Yuka. I think I might have to use the I like both feature for this one. Because this is fairly tough for me. I'm going to pick I like both. Second time I picked I like both. I usually don't like picking I like both, but I'm going to pick it. Yui, Anna, Yuki, Minami. I'm going to go with Hayasaka. Saho, Mion, Judy, Miho, Bam, 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 Bam. A little controversial, but I'll pick 16 Gen over some other members, even though I'm not too familiar with them, as no one is pretty much. I feel like I have to pick her for some reason. For this one, Yuria, Haruka, Yui, Megu. I'll go no opinion on this one. Just be a little controversial. For this one, I'm going to go Saya. A 16 Jenny in your Senbatsu. For this one, Mako, Haruka, Shiori. I'm not a big fan of hers, but I think I'm gonna have to pick her. All right, no opinion. Ooh, now we have Sayaka versus Sashi. This is where it starts coming like classics and Batsu versus. But I think personally, if I were to vote for someone for the Senbatsu, it had to be Sayaka. And for this one, I think it's Sashi. Miyu, Tani, Sakura, Ria, Momoka, Harupi, Lemon, Maho. See, I am familiar with some of the top members. Right here, we're getting to the top people that I actually know. For this one, we have Tanigawa versus Anna. Super tough because they're both really funny. I recently actually watched the program where they were doing I think it was they're getting their fingers aligned when they go like this. And she was there. Her fingers were like this or something, and then they fixed her. So I think I'm gonna pick her. For this one, Yoshida. For this one, Anna. For this one, I think I'm gearing more towards Joe. So I think I'm going to pick Joe. Okay. Members I know. I feel like one of these members, I'm always forgetting who they are 1 second, and then the other second I remember who they are. I know her. Don't know any of these two. Recognize her. I'm not. I guess I'll pick her. No opinion. Mayu versus Yurina. This was my didn't know who to Oshi, but it came out to be Mayu. Just because of that transition period she had when she was a cyborg, and eventually from cyborg she became a little bit more idol-y, I guess. And from idol she became a little more like her own personality, which is the transition that I like. It's like I guess since Shiraishi's my Oshi in Nogizaka and Mayu is my Oshi, I guess I kind of like that too good to be real kind of character. But then like they have their faults. I kind of like that. It's that gap of like they're beautiful and then like they have like these silly personalities, or like it's like the gap, that contrast of like too good to be true with like something like that makes you like down to earth. Which is kind of like Akimoto Saika, but then she's like super funny and everyone makes fun of her, which is super funny. Next we have Tano Yuka versus Jurina. I think I'll pick Jurina this one. Yuka, Yui, Riona, Anna, Yuki. Yeah, classy ladies who could break loose. You missed Cyborg Mayu? Yeah, Cyborg Mayu was super funny. Especially like during the shojeki things that they did. You know, the thing where they got a number and you had to say the truth, and if it wasn't a lie, then you got caught. Like during those moments, she was one of my favorites. Next we have Minami versus Kawari. I have to go Minami, Sugumi, Kawari. You'd invite them to the Royal Ball, but later that day there are water balloons in the parking lot. Definitely. Go eat like a hot dog full of like chili and cheese and get messy and don't care. Saho, Mion, Juri, Mei, Suda, Miho, Kojima, Oya, Miku, Tomu, Seina. Ooh, now these two. How Shiraishi eats her nachos. Oh yeah, it's just that she came to LA and she finally she was eating American and Mexican food. Apparently she really liked both of them. So in one of my videos I made a joke of like, hey Shiraishi, come on over, I'll make you all the Mexican food you want every day if you want. Next we have, I think I'm going to Oya on this one. Also, be prepared for the video I'm going to make for Shiraishi's photo book. I'm planning a trip for that, and I'm planning a skit. Hopefully it's funny. I'm going to try to make it funny. It's a little skit right before the... This is exclusive information, by the way. It's a little skit before the photo book critique, and it's going to be a separate video of me going to Los Angeles, and you have to find out what that will be about. It has to involve the photo book, so be sure to keep your eye out for that when it comes out. It'll probably come out like a week after the photo book comes out, hopefully, if I get it fast enough. So yeah, be prepared for that. Next we have over here Yui, Taniguchi, her, Abe, Saya, Mako, Haruka, Nao, Chiori, Rina, no opinion. Also, if you guys have ideas for videos that I should make, like you guys know I made that getting pied in the face one. I also made the one where I ate the spicy hot sauce. If you guys have any ideas, please let me know. I have one coming up I don't know when I'm gonna film it, but it has to do with wasabi, so be prepared for that one. No opinion on this. We have. It was always between Mayu, Jurina, and Sayaka, but I think I'm gonna pick Mayu. Oh, and this is exactly what I was talking about. These two are like number twos on this. If anything, you skip all the teammate members. I'm not too familiar with them. I can't pick them if I'm not too familiar with them. Next we have Jurina versus Sayaka. Man, this is difficult. I think I'm gonna have to use I like both again in this situation because I feel like they're both like pretty close. Next we have Yuka versus Rino. I'm gonna go Sashi on this one. Yuka, Miru. Teammate is hard to get into. Too many of team in one group, and many of them have outstanding characters. I feel like that's a thing where you have to watch more of them. Like I remember the beginning of me watching Kiyakizaka, like I didn't know anything about them, and I was already into AKB and Nogizaka. But then watching Kiyakizaka, I was like, okay, these girls don't really stand out as much from the AKB girls. That was probably variety-wise. They're still not strong variety-wise, but I feel like they're getting there. But I feel like in the beginning, like I couldn't like distinctly point out anyone. But after so much watching, like I feel like it's like drilling in your mind who's who, and kind of like once you know who someone is, you kind of see the rest and you kind of like start picking them apart. I feel like it's a long process, kind of like that, especially with so many members. One of the reasons I watch stuff is because it's fun to see a fan in the making. Oh, thank you. Currently slowly getting more into Nogizaka. The point where the start kicking in. Yeah. It's same thing with the songs. You have to listen to the songs a lot, and then they start kicking up. I recommend Girls Rule. That's a good one. What's another song that's good of theirs? There's a lot of B-sides that are good of theirs. There's one song that Takayama Kazumi and Shiraishi Mai sing, Shibuya Blues, that's pretty good. And what's another good one? There's another one sticking in my mind. I forgot. I'll remember later. Yeah, Mannequin's good. I like the dancing in that one. Kiyakizaka took my attention and it feels easier. Yeah, Kiyakizaka is a little easier to get into because they're so fresh. Everyone's just starting out fresh with them. But I feel like, my personal opinion, I feel like Nogizaka has stronger characters in the group. There's more of them, more stronger characters. Meanwhile, Kiyakizaka right now has like a handful of strong characters. I mean, I could recognize all of them. I can't name all of them, which is why I haven't done the Kiyakizaka 46 Pie Challenge yet. But I feel like it's like they need to like still grow up. It takes like from what I've seen, from all the experience I have in this 1 year, I feel like it takes 3 years to like set in stone like who are the top members. I feel like it's a slow process because the girls grow up, they get accustomed to everything. I feel like Watanabe Rika, for example, could be a stronger character variety wise if she lets go of that barrier. I feel like she'd be stronger. Maybe that's the opinion of Team 8 because there's not really much stuff out there. Most of the stuff that got me to love them is not subbed. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be subbed out there. There's so much stuff and so little people who sub. I feel like if I knew like Japanese, I'd like if I knew Japanese, I'd probably make it instead of AKB48 news of the week. I'd make it like 2 days. Because then I'd be able to keep up with the news in Japanese instead of waiting for English sources to come out. Yeah, not just Bongi, not just Bingo, all of the variety. Even the Kiyakite Kakenai, they're a little weak. I feel like they could be stronger. Then we have Yui versus Marika. We have Yui. For this one, we have Riona. Ooh, for this one, I think Ana, Yuki, Marika, Minami, Sakura, Ria. Like even in the, I just remembered, in the new Nogizaka Under Construction episode, like we have Nogizaka like reacting like how you should, and we have Kiyakizaka over there like in the corner just like staring, and even the hosts were like, "Hey, look at your older sisters. That's how you should be acting." For this one, I go Momoka, Harupi, Lemon, Hayasaka, Maho on this one, Tanigawa, Yoshida, Kaotan, Anna, Yui, Saho, Mion, Judy, Joe on this one, Madoka on this one, May on this one. Okay, so we're at 89%. So I say we're fairly close. I feel like coming up are going to be like the hard ones. For this one, we have Rika versus Akari. I'm going to go Akari, Miho, Kojima, Oya, Rika on this one, her on this one, Tomu, Seina, her. For this one, we have Ryoha versus Yui. We can go Yui on this one. Ryoha, Oba. All right, we're 90%. Don't worry, guys. We're almost there. You guys can keep on asking questions if you want. Remember, 48 or 46, or even general questions if you want. About YouTube or anything. My experience with it or life experience. Rena, Yuria, Haruka. For this one, I think I'm going Yui, Taniguchi, Akane, Ana Maria, Maho, Haruka. I think for this one, pick no. This one now, Chiori. These are these are actually the two members that I don't actually like that much. No opinion. No opinion. No opinion. Oh! Okay, we're done. Alright, let's see. Kiyokizaka is awesome. The group has somehow evoked my idling spirit again. Now I'm more into them. Yeah, it's that freshness that they have, right? It's like what NGT had for a second. Okay, so first up we have Mayu, number 1. That was fairly obvious. Number 2, we have Jorina, Matsui Jorina. Oh, and number 2 as well, we have Yamamoto Saika. I thought that's what it would be. And number 4, we have Sashihara Rino. Number 5, we have Tano Yuka. Oh, and tied for number 5 is Okada Nana. I didn't expect that. Oh, tied again for number 5 is Nozawa Rena. Number 8, we have Shiroma Miru. Number 9 is Yokoyama Yui. Yes, this is my sense, so thank you. Number 10, we have Riona. Wait, who is this? I never picked her. Who is this? I never picked her for anything. I always picked no opinion on her. Why is she number 10? No, that's a mistake. She shouldn't be on there. Wait, this girl too? I never picked either of these. What is going on? Maybe I picked no opinion on them so much that it got like 0-0. Tano's in your Senbatsu. She's a great dancer, but not enough push for her. Definitely not enough push for her. I feel like AK Bingo kind of gives her a little push, but it's not strong enough. Not like the other members. These two teammates shouldn't be there. Next we have Iriyama Ana. So look, I picked Ana so many times, but I never picked any of these two, so I don't understand why they're up there. I don't even know who they are. Attitude is keeping her down. Yeah, but I feel like the attitude is part of her personality, I guess. It's the attitude that helps her in the variety. That's what I'm trying to say. Iriyama Ana. Yuki. We have Tani Marika in number 15. We have Minami, Sakura, Rie, Momoka, Harupi, Lemon, Hayasaka, Maho, Tanigawa, Yoshida, Kaotan, Ana, Yui, Saho, and Mion. Top 30 right there. Not good for management, fellow members. Makes her outstanding from other members. I like it when she has a sharp tongue. I feel like that's part of her character though, her sharp tongue. I feel like it leads a lot of like good like banter between the host and her. All right, let's see who my lowest members are from what I recognize. Okay, don't recognize any of these girls. These are all 307. So once I get to 306, that's finished. Oh, 76. Guess that doesn't count either. I picked her a couple times, didn't I? Oh well. Let's see. I want to see who the lowest member is. I have a feeling I know who it is. Well, let's see. All these new members, I don't know. I imagine some of these members that I'm skipping through are probably like some of your favorites. See, like all these teammate members, all these new gen. All right, here we go. All right. So number 74 is Tanaka Natsumi and Izuta Rina. So that's what I thought would be my lowest ones. Shiori's kind of low. So is Nao and Noe. Haruka, I knew was going to be lower. I didn't expect Mako to be so low. I mean, look, even this girl who I never picked once is above them. Which is kind of weird. All right, well, that's my Sosenkyu Senbatsu thing. For the rest of this, I guess it'll be Q&A. So I'll eat my celebratory 500 subscriber meal, and you guys can ask questions. We'll talk, and the rest will be kind of chill when I finish my food, or there's no more questions. That's the end of the stream. So please ask away. My food's cold, but I don't care anymore. So please ask away. Happy I have 2 Team 8 members as your top 10. Yeah, I definitely have to get more into... Oh, let me switch the camera. I definitely have to get more into Team 8. I feel like I don't know as much about them. I feel like I've only watched the special when they were in... I think it was in Hawaii or Guam. I feel like that's the only special I've watched really about them. I like that they have 4K content. I don't know if it's a fan who records them or something. What am I eating? I'm eating bibimbap, or I think it's called that. It's my second time having it since like a while ago. Yeah, it's from a Korean place. What is my opinion on Ikuta Erika? My opinion on her is when Shirashi graduates, since she's older now, Erika will be my new Oshi. That is my opinion on Ikuta Erika. She's super talented, super funny. She's a weirdo. Again, that too good to be true persona, but yet that wacky personality that I like. I feel like she falls in with a lot of the other members that I like. Thoughts on K-pop? Never got too into it. It's more popular than J-pop for some reason. The reason why I think it's a little more popular is because it's a little bit more familiar to American audiences because the rhythms are similar. I guess you can say it's Americanized, but I wouldn't say that because it's just similar. So I feel like more American audiences can get used to it. Meanwhile, J-pop is a little bit more in the stranger category for them. Um, so yeah, I'm not too familiar with K-pop. I have family members and friends who are into K-pop. I've just never been into it per se because like deciding between picking J-pop or picking K-pop, they're not the same thing at all. They have similarities, just like how American music and British music have similarities. They both have similarities. They both have musical theory wise. They do have a lot of similarities. But I feel like K-pop's a little bit stronger towards the American side. Meanwhile, J-pop is like its own kind of thing, more traditional. It sticks to the roots musically, where it's like the whole progression of the chords. It goes G, then it goes E minor, B minor, all that. Where, anyway, coming from an anime background, I feel like just because I listen to openings and endings, I was more accustomed to that. And since I was learning Japanese, I was like, okay, so since I know a little bit of Japanese, I'll listen to this music, which I came to like. It's different. And once you get used to it, you know when to differentiate when it's good or when it's bad. I feel like in the beginning, you don't know if it's good or bad. You just listen to it and be like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. Or I'm familiar with the style of music, which is why people like it. But yeah, something that irks me, I'm just going on a little tangent for a little bit. Something that irks me is when people who like anime openings and endings say that they don't like J-pop, but they like K-pop, which is kind of weird because anime openings and endings are J-pop. I used to have that mentality. It took actually listening to it to break it, which I feel like a lot of people aren't willing to do. That's just a little tangent. Eita holds pride in the camera since Team 8 lives. You're allowed to take pictures and record a video. Yeah, that's what I like about it. Thoughts on Nogi and Kiyake Kochichi 1 hour special? Oh, good night, Robin. Yeah, it was a super fun thing. Glad they're continuing it for next week. I feel like Kyakuzaka needs to be a little stronger in variety, like I said before. The first game they played was really tense. I didn't expect it to be that tense. I like how Kyakuzaka was like 1 centimeter at a time. And then Wakatsuki comes out of nowhere, goes, bam, 10 centimeters, just like out of nowhere. Super funny. Then they did a dinner show. It was pretty cool. They were like old people yelling at their kids, like "Gambatte, Nipponichi." That was super funny. What else did they do? They did the wordplay game where you say red and the person says strawberry, and someone said kawaii. There was that game. I feel like that could have been like a 1 round kind of thing, or like elimination thing. I think it would have worked better that way, but it was still fun nonetheless, even though I didn't understand some of the jokes they did because it was in Japanese. Another thing is, let me see, what else did they do? They did something else. What did they do? Let me take a bite. Maybe I'll remember. I don't remember what else they did. But yeah, it was a funny episode. Glad they're continuing it. They're gonna do the basin game, and they're gonna do. Oh, that's what it was. I remember now. It was the quiz they did, the dumb quiz, where they, like Maya was there and like Nijiko was there. Again, not too familiar in Kiyaki names. Horrible with names. But they did the quiz. That was super funny. I like the English part when they're like mother, 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 uncle, uncle, aunt, aunt. That was super funny. Kiyaka still wants to improve on the variety skill. They look shy in front of the senpai. Yeah, they were super shy. I remember when one of them was doing something in front of the camera, and like the Nogiku was like just, oh no, it was Maya. Maya was like saying dumb stuff, and the Nogiku were just like laughing, like having a ball, and then the Kyakiku was like so some of them were laughing hard, and like the rest were just like staring at them nervous. It was super funny. Like I think one of the Zakur members, she was like super serious the whole time and like didn't like laugh a lot. Excuse me. Thoughts on Paruru graduation? Yeah, I stayed up to watch it actually. Um, it was pretty. It was like 2 a.m. for me, I think. I stayed up to watch it. I watched the whole thing. It was pretty cool. I like how at the end, instead of playing the traditional, da 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 da, whatever how the song goes, instead of playing that song, they actually played like a pretty high energy song, and Paruru was like, "Oh yeah, I wanted to like keep the energy up for when I leave," which I thought was really like good of her. And I'm in a line chat with some other people, and one of them's in Japan, and they said they saw Paruru actually from the theater. She went to the AKB48 cafe and was like with like fans and everything, which I think is pretty cool of her to do. And apparently it was like full, and like a whole bunch of people were like looking in there. Um, so I think that's pretty cool. Definitely one of the more top members of AKB. Um, Looking at her from the beginning, she's really grown. She's really like come into her own. And I feel like now with her acting career, it'll definitely be strong. She's been in so many stuff recently that I feel like she's super strong. Another person who's strong is Kawa Irina, who's been in a whole bunch of stuff too. Who do you think will be Kyaki's captain? Ooh, I had this discussion last night actually. Asking too much Kiyakizaka stuff. No, it's fine. You can ask all the Kiyakizaka stuff too. I'm into them right now too. It's thanks to all the subbers out there. Again, thank you all. Kiyaki captain. Some people were saying Sugai should be captain. I was thinking Moriya should be captain. I think they were saying Moriya's too headstrong, but I feel like that's a good characteristic for a captain. I feel like with Moriya being captain, she's headstrong, which means she's not willing to back down from competition or settle for less than what should be there. I feel like she'd be able to like push other members, and she has that leadership skill, I think. Sugai is also a very good candidate because she's very humble, very down to earth, and very much wants the best for the group and appreciates the fans. So I think it's a toss-up between them two. Do you think Paruru's behavior is unacceptable, the salty behavior? I feel like that's like one of her characteristics. I don't think that's her main characteristics. She has that ponkotsu attitude. She has the salty behavior. She has her cutesy stuff. I feel like it's all in a package, and people usually see the salty because it sticks out the most, which I guess is a good thing. As you know, bad publicity is publicity, which is good publicity. So if you do something bad and it comes out in the news a lot, so then it's good publicity, which I guess kind of got her to her top spot because people were like, oh, look at how she reacts to the fans. But I feel like she has like different sides to her as well. I feel like the salty is just one side of her. And it's honestly, I feel like sometimes it's her speaking honestly and people seeing as salty. Have you seen the covers for the new AKB album? Yes, I have. It's the gray ones, right? The ones where, let me look it up real quick. AKB48 album. And then go to this trusty stage 48. I wonder if they have it on here. Oh, I could just go to AKB48 daily. Yeah, the gray ones. Gray ones look pretty good. Do you want me to get into it photography wise? Because I could give you a critique of these right now. Yeah, I could critique these photography wise or even design wise. Although I have less experience in design. I only have like a year in design or something. I think they're lame. I don't think they're too lame. They're kind of plain. Color scheme is really like a low contrast kind of color scheme. Oh yeah, I am a photographer. Yeah, I'll give you my opinion on the covers. Um, like I said, it's kind of plain. But the reason why it looks plain is because the muted colors. Right now I'm looking at the one on CD Japan. Let me see if I can show you my screen. There we go. Okay. Okay. So if you look at these, let me zoom in. Whoops. Okay. So if you look at these, they're kind of plain. But the reason why they're plain is because again the low saturated colors. That's what I meant. As you can see here, this is like a faded pink, faded blue, faded blues over here, faded reds, like silvery ones, kind of like a grayish black. So all those together make like a very faded, very low contrasty kind of image. But the problem I have is that they're making it for a low contrast, but whoever did the post-processing did it all wrong. Well, not all wrong. They did some of it wrong. Because if you look at the shadow under the neck, that shadow was darker before, and they lightened it up. But I feel like they lightened it up too much. So I feel like if they wanted to stick to a certain style, they should have stuck with it all the way through. I feel like halfway through they're like, oh hey, they're all like this, so let's bump up the shadows, kind of like raise up the whites. But the color scheme is kind of, it's a blue, pinkish kind of color scheme, which doesn't really appeal to the eye that much. There's nothing strong, nothing to like be like, bam, here it is. It feels like one of those like albums that like you kind of like just have like in the background when you're checking out CDs, and it's just there and you skip over it. It doesn't leave an impact. Lighting wise, it's good. Lighting wise, it's like that flight beauty lighting that's really good on girls. It really flattens the features, make it look like there's not a lot of pores on your face. The hair is kind of weird. Again, it's not that post-processing raising the shadows. It makes it look like really weird and faded, instead of like being a true black. Clouds are okay. I feel like they should have kept it a little consistent with the clouds. Yeah, overall, I'll say the photography isn't bad. Post-processing is kind of bad. But it's better than that one, I think it was an NMB album where they photoshopped everyone onto like billboards and stuff. That looked super bad. Like that was the worst album cover I've ever seen. But this one isn't too bad. It looks kind of plain though. It looks like a background one. I think for AKB, they could have had a better one with stronger colors. I feel like these colors don't really match AKB. I know they're going for like the wispy, airy look, but I feel like they could have gone another way, maybe with like a little wind. Even like taking the picture, putting a little wind, like with a little reflector board, could have been a good touch to this. But yeah, overall, not bad, but not great. Next Gen Ace song. Yeah, I wanna hear that too. I'm curious to see what it is. Do you agree that AKB songs' qualities are getting worse? Some people said that Sakamichi series songs are better, especially Kiyaki. I definitely feel like the 46 songs, especially Kiyaki, are stronger than the AKB ones right now. I feel like everyone has their own style of music in the group. Like NMB has a little bit of that faster tempo dancing music. SKE also has that, although AKP is kind of like lessening on them and going towards more NMB dance. I feel like every group has their own style, and AKB as a group kind of has like a mixture of different styles, whether it's something you could dance to, something slow, and something else. I can't think of the other one. But it's set in like different styles. So I feel like when they're too comfortable with themselves right now. I feel like they're not experimenting with the songs. I feel like they're just like going like, okay, we know this will work, so we're gonna release it. Which is why some people are saying the quality is getting worse, because it's just the same formula. Meanwhile, in Kiyakizaka, it's totally different songs. Like none of them have to do with each other, and it's experimental, and it's really kicking off, and it's proven to work. Now, not all experimental stuff will work, but for Kiyakizaka, it has worked. The NMB album is terrible. Even people with no knowledge of photography / image could tell. Yeah, that was super bad. When I saw it, I couldn't believe it. I was like, come on. Even like someone who has like someone who makes like bad internet jokes or memes could be a better Photoshop person than that. I'm like, did they get like the photographer's son to make the Photoshop or something? It was definitely pretty bad. Which group has the best cover? I think this Sayonara no Imi, I think that's the best cover I've seen. I'm not going to say Nokizaka has the best covers generally. The Kimi wa Melody cover is really good. Futari Saizon is pretty good. But I feel like Sayonara no Imi has the best. The reason why is the mood. Let me look it up. The mood is what sets it all. Sayonara no Imi. See, look, like right here. This one with Nanami. This one over here, this one, and this one. I feel like they're really strong, and the reason why is because they're all consistent, but yet very different. If you look back to this one, they're all too similar to each other. Meanwhile, we have this one. They're all evoke the same mood. They all evoke the same feeling or tone even, but they're all very different from each other. And it's not just the brown background. It's the styling. It's the colors. It's more than just everyone has faded tones and everyone has raised shadows. It's the concept is there. Whoever the photographer is that took this, I really want to know who it is. But definitely, this is like Vanity Fair level photography right here. I'm actually going to talk about this because I've been wanting to talk about these covers. The Nanami cover, super good. Using the air to blow up the dress. Classic move in photography. I think it really adds a nice punch to a photo to make it seem like it's in motion, to make it seem like it's animated kind of and not make it seem plain. Especially helps in studio shots a lot. These suitcases, I'm a fan of suitcases and photos. Makes it seem very rustic, very classic feeling with the gray and everything. The green and the brown contrast, good color. Overall, good. I think this one might be the weaker one of the bunch, this red one, because the tones are a little bit too similar. Like in this one, we have the green with the brown, but this one we have like beige with red, orange. This one's one of the weaker ones for sure. maybe post-processing is a little bit too much on this one. But this one's fairly strong. I like how they added this chair for Saito because of her small face. Yeah, this one. This one's one of my favorites. It's a jumping one in photography. When you're learning photography, everyone does a jumping picture. It's like part of the ropes. Like everyone does it. Everyone does a jumping picture. And once you know how to do the jumping picture, I feel like there's people who dedicate themselves to do it. But this one I feel like is a really good jumping picture. I don't know if like they're all composited in there. It seems like it could be. But I feel like they could have taken this one shot. And this comes out really good because, again, just like the wind blowing on Nanami, it's all fluid. There's motion to it. The colors aren't... It's a very cool tone, which contrasts with the brown. Meanwhile, this is warm, and the background is warm, so it kind of like blends in with each other. But the cool here and the warm in the back really help differentiate each other and separate them from the background. And this one, it's all warm again, but I think this hot pink over here really helps. Posing is great. On all of these, the posing is absolutely great. The photographer really knows how to pose. This one's just a cool, fun pose one. I feel like this is one of the stronger ones in the pose category. This one as well. This one's super strong in the pose category with the cool purple tones and the brown background again with this brown chair, which is a pretty nice touch, I have to add. Her pose is a little weird with her legs sticking out like that. I hate how they cut off her toes, but I mean, you could have zoomed out maybe a little bit more. And yeah, that's my little critique on what I think is right now the best cover art for an album in the 48-46 group. Thoughts on Koji Haru leaving? Koji Haru has been a strong character in the AKB world history. I remember Aki said that he wanted to keep her until she was 30, which I think is very contradictory to what has happened to the other idols that have been there to like they're 24, 25 versus keeping her while it's 30. It's a little bit like kind of like, oh hey, you're like the holy one. We should keep you for longer. Which I mean, she is a strong character and definitely one of the most recognizable right now in AKB. So I feel like they were keeping her for so long just because of the extra push that she gave to AKB. And I feel like now that she's leaving, it'll weaken AKB's name a little bit. Right now, it's all on the older members that are there. Some of the newer members are actually up there too now, but I feel like a lot of it's on the older members, the ones that set up the AKB name. So yeah, I feel like with Koji Haru leaving, the management has to do something and step up their game and try new things like they tried with Kiyagizaka. They have to try new things, see how it works, and basically keep on evolving and not staying at the same pace. But with her leaving, I think she's going to keep being a model, if I'm not wrong. She definitely has a career in that. She's definitely a strong model. Definitely going to have a strong career after this. Have I ever been to a handshake event? Now, as I started pretty much a year ago, I'd say like Christmas is like my 1 year mark with 48 and 46 group. I have not been to a handshake event, but I definitely want to go. In the beginning, I thought, why would you go to a handshake event? I mean, you talk to them for like 2 seconds and then you walk away. But now seeing them a little more, seeing their personalities, and like getting to see how other people interact with them through handshakes, and even seeing some footage of handshake, I'm like, I definitely want to go. It's definitely on my bucket list to go to a Nogi handshake event and shake hands with Shiraishi for like 2 seconds and like the other members for 5 seconds. I think I have to study a little Japanese or at least memorize some phrases in order to talk to them. And I feel like it's definitely something I want to do. Go to a handshake event, go to a concert, definitely on my list. Now that I'm starting my job, I feel like I need to accumulate some money to go to Japan and go to a handshake event and a concert. With that, I remember in the beginning, I saw the special. It was with Banana Man. It was something about why are you in Japan or something like that. Where they follow two guys. One of them is from Aidoru, actually. Going to a handshake event, going to a concert. When I first saw that, I was like, man, that seems kind of lame. You talk to him for like 2 seconds, and that's it. But of course, it's Mayu, so of course you can only get like 2 seconds with her. But I was like, that doesn't seem worth it to me. But then after like reading up on it, seeing other people in it, and like hearing even the idols themselves talk about the experience, I've actually grown on the feeling that I actually really, really, really want to go to one. So yeah, definitely on the list to go to one. And I don't know if I'd probably go to an AKB one to shake hands. Who would I shake hands with? Well, probably with the top ones I picked, it'd be Mayu, Jurina, Sayaka, Sashi, Yuka, Nana, Rena, and Riona probably. Just because Riona speaks English. I definitely want to go with Riona. Rena I'd go with because they're both English speakers. I feel like it'd be a little bit more personable like that. Rena isn't that popular either, so I might get a little bit more time, and Riona isn't that much either. Nana I'd go to. She seems like a super cool person. Yuka reminds me of some family members, so I'd probably go meet her. Sashi, of course, big member. Famous talent. Sayaka, super strong member. Jurina, super strong member. Mayu, Kuranoshi. But again, those top ones, you get like 2 seconds. Well, it feels like 2 seconds probably. You walk in and then they time you and then you shake hands for 2 seconds and you're out. Go before Mayu graduate. I know, right? I had to go before Shiraishi graduate too. That's like priority list. See Shiraishi before she becomes too old and graduates. That's gonna be the heartbreaking moment for me when I see Shiraishi graduate. That day I'll be stuck in bed all day. Oh, Sashi participating in the Sosenkyu? I wouldn't think she would participate in the beginning. I think, 2 years in a row, I'm going to win against next year. Might as well not try. But I feel like it might have been a little bit of management pushing her. Because, I mean, if Sashi goes, then that's so many CD sales that are sold. So many CDs that are sold if Sashi goes. But if she doesn't go, that's a big loss. I mean, did you see the number she got last year? It's super crazy. So with her gone, that'll be like way less sales because the people who vote for Sashi might not vote for other members and they'll just not vote at all, which will be a huge loss in sales. So I feel like management had something to do with that other than her wanting to win 3 times in a year, which is kind of sounds like a cop-out. You said before Nogizaka was your favorite group, right? What do you like about them? Yes, they are my favorite group of the 48 and 46 group. One of the reasons I like them is because I started with them. I started with Nogi Ego, Nogi Bingo. I feel like that has to do a part in why I like them so much. Another part is because the members that are in there. I feel like since it's such a smaller group, I feel like each of them is more recognizable. You get to become familiar with each of them. Whereas AKB, there's so many members, whether it's in Team A, Team K, B, 4, and even 8, there's so much members in them that once you get familiar with them, one of them might graduate. Since so many members, it's a higher possibility than would be in Nogizaka. When Nogizaka, and when someone graduates, it's big news, and like they even like make them center and everything. Well, the recent two, which is my and Nanami. So I feel like it's a stronger bond with each member, and you get to know each member, and each member sticks out more. I feel like for Japanese fans, AKB might be a little stronger because there's a theater. They get to see them every day. Well, not everyone, but some people get to see them every day. And there's more events where they could actually see them. Whereas for me, since I'm not there, Nogizaka is kind of like the one that I see more from my perspective. What else? Shows are pretty fun, but AKB shows are pretty fun too. Yeah, I just feel like Nogizaka has a lot of top members right now that, like, in my opinion, stand out a little bit more from other people in AKB, or even like the sister groups. Sashi Oshi's will definitely most likely vote for Nako since Sashi loves Nako. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people would vote for her, but not everyone. Remember, there's those casual people who like see her on variety shows that are like, "Oh yeah, I've seen her before. I'll vote for that." I feel like there's a lot of people who are like that in Japan. Like they might be like, "Oh, she said to vote. I'll buy a CD and vote for her or something." I feel like there's a lot of those people in there, which would be like a lot of people, I imagine, because she's in so much variety shows that she's a recognizable face in the Japanese entertainment. Keep asking and I'll answer. You could even ask personal stuff about me if you want. See you later. Thanks for joining. What's your best Kiyakizaka 46 song this year? Mine is a draw between Kimi ga Inai and Sekai ni wa Ai Shikanai. Not a big fan of Silent Majority though. Probably in the minority. You're in the silent minority, I see. Favorite song. I think my favorite song, it's a toss-up between Futari Saison and what's the other song? What is it? It's the one with Hiragana Kiyakizaka. What's that song called? The one that they sing. Let me see if I can find it. Well, I forget what it's called, but it's pretty catchy. Let me see. Kiyakizaka. It's a pretty recent one. Narayori. I think it might be that one. Let me listen to it real quick. Yeah, that one. It's that one. It's that one. It's Narayori mo Takaku Tobe. Yeah, it's that song. It's a toss up between that and Futari Saison. Yeah, they're actually both on the same single, so yeah. Definitely one of those two. Thoughts on Hiragana Kiyaki? There are some strong contenders in there. I feel like they stand out a little more than the third gen of Nogizaka. Third gen Nogizaka has like 4 members that really stick out to me. Meanwhile, Hiragana Kiyaki is like half of them that stick out to me. Yeah, Hiragana Kiyaki is pretty strong. Yeah, they're pretty strong. Yeah, they're pretty strong. They come off as they're going to be good variety-wise. I feel like there are a lot of fun members in there. My favorite member is the one with the mole right here. The one that's pretty tall. I feel like also another one who was good is the one that sang the Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious song. She's another strong contender for me. Yeah, there's a lot of like faces that you can recognize pretty much from the start in Hiragana Kiyaki, which I think is a really good sign for Kiyakizaka 46. Yeah, I feel like third gen is not there yet. I feel like they still need to grow a little bit more. They've been in a lot of magazine shoots. They started their blog recently. I feel like once they start being under construction, then they'll start becoming a little bit more familiar, a little bit more confident. Just like Kiyakizaka is a little nervous right now. Third gen's going to be a little bit nervous right now. But again, there's more faces I recognize from Hiragana. And I know less from Hiragana than I do third gen, which is odd. We were kind of fangirling over that one on Twitter when the concert was happening. Yeah, I remember. Sasuke could be the mole. Yeah, is that her name? Yeah. She's definitely one of the top contenders. Definitely stuck out to me. Like when I was watching the special that they had on the Hiragana Kiyakizaka, they had a special going on, and she definitely stuck out to me. And also Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious girl. Just because her way of pronouncing it is so like, it's really good for someone. I think she speaks a different language. It's not English. Ooh, what language does she speak? I don't remember what language she speaks, but she speaks another language, and I think that helps her with her accent. How about Kakizaki Memi? Let me look her up, because I don't recognize her name. Is it Indonesian? I think it might be Indonesian. Kakizaki Memi. I don't think it's Chinese. Okay, so this girl, right? I've seen her before, but she doesn't stick out to me as much as some of the other members. I feel like she needs a stronger presence. Ushio Sarina. I'm telling you, I'm horrible with these names. Like when I'm talking to people on Twitter, like when I'm talking to Boy Kyaku, like I'm like, let me look up their names real quick. Or yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Wait, what happened? Yeah, she's definitely up there for me. This is the girl I was talking about. She speaks Indonesian and Sasuke made it. Yeah, I remember there was another girl who could speak another language. You know, I'm just gonna look up Hiragana Kiyakizaka. It'd be easier that way. That wasn't easier. Let's go to Kiyakizaka. Okay, so let me see which girls are the ones that stand out. She stands out. She stands out. She stands out. She stands out, and she stands out. I think she does too. I can't tell from this picture, but I think she does. And I could just look up here. Sakamoto Ayaka. This one? Yeah, yeah, she stands out for me too. Saito Kyoko. There we go. This is number... Let me see. I don't recognize her that much, to be honest. I feel like in video I recognize them more. Global Kiyakizaka. I know, right? Now we just need an English speaker in there. Oh yeah, wait, Takasamana. College level English proficiency exam. Speaks German and French. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I have to get more familiar with these Hiragana girls. I only recognize like half of them, like I said. Third gen, I can recognize most of them, but I feel like Hiragana has stronger characters right now because we've seen them in videos, obviously. So, I mean, we've seen them in FNS, but we've seen third gen too. We've seen them in their own solo events. Where else have we seen them? We've seen them in the concert that came out. Yeah. Yeah, that's where we've seen them. Meanwhile, third gen, we've only seen them like in the behind the scenes shots of some magazine shoots, and we've also seen them. We've seen like a little clip of them in the concert, which I really want to come out so I can see third gen finally in action, but there hasn't been any news on that. So yeah, we have to wait for that to come up, that Christmas show. But they're gonna have their 3-nin principal, which did the other one get released? I don't think the other one got released. No, wait, it did. But we gotta. I want to see that. I want to see that pretty much. What's your kanji Kiyakizaka Oshimen? I have no kanji Kiyakizaka Oshimen because there's too many good ones to pick from. In my video, you can see who my top ones are because I did another one of these sorts of videos. But just basically going over it, it's Neru. There's Moria. There's Techi. There's Habu. There's Sugai. There's Odanana, Ozeki. And I think Yui was there too. Those were like my top ones. But I still can't decide between like 7 of them. So I think that's gonna take a while. I think hopefully I think I'm gonna do this annually. So by next year, I think I might have a Oshi by then. Third gen has second coming of Mayan. Her name is Umezawa Minami. Oh yeah, I've heard about this. In her pictures, I see it more than in video. Oh, I'm thinking of a different girl. Yeah, this girl is definitely strong. This is the girl that didn't show her face in the showroom. She didn't show her face in there, but she still got in when the other girl didn't get in. I think she like stopped streaming halfway through. Yeah, but this girl is definitely a strong character. There's another girl. who people are saying looks like Shiraishi. Where is she? Was it her? No, it wasn't her. It was a different. No, wait. I'm thinking of Hiragana Kiyake. Never mind. I'm thinking of Hiragana. There's a girl who people say that. Let me see. People say that. Oh, great. Now my mind's blanking. I can't remember who it was. It was one of the ones. I think it was her. It was her. Yeah. People are saying that she looks like Shiraishi a little. I clicked on the wrong thing. What's her name? Kato. Yeah, Kato. Yeah, people are saying that she looks like Shiraishi. I could kind of see it, especially in this picture, but like in some other pictures, I don't see it. And in video, I kind of don't see it either. But in picture, she definitely looks Shiraishi like. But that's not enough to win me over. So let's see. Sugai Yuka is my favorite from Kiyaki, Ponkotsu, and Masochist. That new episode where she was like, I might be a masochist. It was pretty funny. Yeah, I don't see it. I only see it like in a couple pictures. Like I was watching this Japanese YouTuber. He was like trying to get all the Kiyakizaka photos from the newest album, the newest single, I mean. And he got them all, and then he like said that, oh, this girl looks like Shiraishi. She must be popular. And I was just thinking, oh, she kind of does in that photo. Like, why haven't I recognized her before? And then like when I looked over here, I was like, only like sometimes she does. I know it's kind of weird. Yeah, but I was watching that video, and that's what got me reminded of it. That video isn't that good, so I don't recommend watching it. The editing in it is horrible. It's like jarring. It's too fast paced. What's the best song 2016 for Nogizaka? It's not Sayona no Imi. The album came out this year, right? The second album? Because there's a song in there I really like. And I don't know why. It's just so catchy that I like it. What is it called? Is it this one? Now, what is the English name for this? It's from the second album. It's like a jazzy kind of up-tempo beat. I've done a on Twitter. I did a video of me dancing to it. It's kind of old, so I don't think you can find it right now. Discography. I had to look up the name right now. It's this one. This one right here. This one. I like this song a lot. I don't even know why. I just like it. So it's the one that goes ba 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 da ba 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 da ba. I don't know why. I just like it. It's weird because I usually don't like this type of songs. There's another song I like. Let me see. Let me find it. So these three came out this year. I'm not going to be able to tell by the name. Let me see. Oh, what's that one song that Ikuta did? She did a cover of it. That's a pretty good song, but this doesn't really count as theirs. I'm just listening to them real quick. Which classical one? No, yeah. The one where she did like a kind of like an opera one. I usually don't like the idol songs really. Let me see. I would play it for you guys, but I don't want to get taken down by YouTube. Yeah, I think I had to go for that one. My single one, I forget what it's called. Harujion. Harujion, that one's pretty good too. Yeah, I think I like those three. All right, let's get the last couple of questions and then we'll call that a day. Yeah, Nogizaka, I feel like the songs were better last year than they were this year just by listening to them. I feel like they were more memorable songs than other years. And they need to be experimental again. I'm telling you. Kiyakizaka's being experimental, doing good. What is the reason you Oshi a member? Is there any particular trait or character that makes you like her? One of the traits I like is kind of like knowing yourself and being able to laugh at yourself. Okay, have a good day, Ahmed. I feel like a good trait would be like, oh, like I said, you can make fun of yourself, but you're also true to yourself. I guess you know your personality and you can laugh about it. Takayama's like that. Shiraishi's like that. I feel like it's being confident in yourself, but being humble about it, which I think Akimoto Saika does really well. Sugai does really well from Kiyakizaka. Shiraishi's pretty good at that. So I feel like it's that plus a little bit of a too good to be true kind of physical appeal. Kind of like a you kind of like look up to him goal kind of. I don't know how to explain it. It's like you see them and you're like kind of like that's like a dream girl, but someone who's humble and you can support. Because there's other beautiful girls in AKB and like Nogizaka and Kiyakizaka, but I feel like it's someone who's not like over the top, but someone who's like right there, and like who's something you could like go up to and talk to and like be like proud to talk to them, I guess, kind of, but like be comfortable to talk to them, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Like someone who's comfortable to talk to, who knows themselves, but yet has that gap of like they're super good looking and like they're down to earth. Can't get into 46, but I love Kiyakizaka songs. It definitely has something. Yeah, again, it's that process. You have to like watch one show at a time. Eventually, you get used to it, just like what happened with AKB, right? In the beginning, the opera song of Ikuchan. Yeah, that's the song I'm talking about. That's a good song. And I want to mention who I want to see for center for Nogizaka. I don't know about next single. I think they might have some plan for that single already. But I want to see either Shiraishi return to center, Ikuta return to center, or have someone new, like Wakatsuki. I think Wakatsuki would be an interesting center to have. But definitely have Shiraishi or Ikuta back in center position. The definite tops for me. Nanase, I think she's been the one with the most centers with Ikoma. And I think Shiraishi's had it once only and a double center. I think it's time to bring her back to center. And Ikuta only has one center as well. So bring Ikuta back. Ikuta, Shiraishi, and a new member like Wakatsuki. That's my goals for 2017. So yeah, if there's no more questions and I'm done with my food, I guess that'll do it. I'll wait like a minute to see if there's any more questions. If there's not, then that'll be in the end. What do you think are some of the underrated 48 group songs? If they're underrated, I don't know. What are I don't know what would be some popular or underrated songs, really. I listen to what I like. What are some underrated songs? Again, I don't know if I know what the popular ones are versus the underrated. I'm not too familiar with what people think of the songs. What do I think of Team T2 from NGT? Am I right? Oh, HKT. HKT Team 2. I'm not too familiar with HKT. Definitely has some faces I recognize. Just looking through it. I see some faces I recognize. 10 members. Golden, yellow. Wait, so they have HKT and Team T2 now? Again, I'm not too into HKT, so I'm not too sure. Oh, HK4 and T2? It's kind of confusing, but okay. Hopes, fears, and predictions for AKB and Nogizaka 46. More graduations. I feel like AKB could plateau or could go down if they don't revolutionize the way of thinking or come up with something new or try some new things or push certain members. I feel like they're just pushing the same members over and over. Nogizaka as well. I feel like they could plateau if they don't keep pushing the boundaries. But with the third gen, I feel like that could help out a little. Kiyakizaka's, I feel like as long as their songs are good, they're just going to keep on getting stronger. I feel like NMB has to push other members other than Saika all the time. Push multiple at once, not just one at a time, like with the other Yamamoto. SKE needs stronger members. They don't stick out as much as they used to. HKT, not sure about them, neither NGT. Yeah. I should listen to this song. Let me copy that down. Okay. Azora, yo. Yeah. Yeah, I probably need the Roman G for that. They promoted last spring. Yeah, that's probably why I'm not too familiar with them. Yeah, but for me, with the group themselves, I'm gonna keep on making weekly news videos. I'm gonna try to ramp it up with the challenges. Again, I'm gonna do a wasabi challenge, where I have a tube of wasabi where I'm gonna eat the whole tube if I do something wrong. Going to LA to do some project over there for a video that'll come out. What else do I have planned? I have the AKB48 Pie Challenge. Once I learn more of their names, because I only know like 10 of their names. We have some other photo book critiques I have to do. I have to buy more photo books to do more photo book critiques. But now that I'm starting my new job, I'll probably buy some more photo books, more merch, and show it off in videos. Oh, and I also had to revisit the Nogizaka plus 3rd gen Pie game. So those are stuff I have planned up for next year. There's some other challenges that I'm thinking about. I have written down. Like one of them is going to Anime Expo and asking people about the 48 group and see if they know them or if they know Nogizaka or Kiyakizaka. Maybe. I'm thinking there's 2 ways to do it. You guys tell me your opinions on this. Should I just go up to random people and ask them, have you ever heard of AKB48? Or have you ever heard of Nogizaka 46 or Kiyakizaka 46? That's one way. Another way is having like a poster board full of the most famous members and be like, do you recognize any of these girls? And another way is having the music play out loud and then if people walk by, like have a sign that says, if you recognize the music, come and interview, and then I'll ask them about 48 group. Let me know which one sounds like the best, because those are like the 3 I'm deciding between. I know I'm going to do like an interview thing for AKB48/Nogizaka at Anime Expo, but I'm not too sure what the general concept should be. So let me know, please, because I'm not 100% positive. The poster with the members? Yeah, I'd probably go with some classic members that graduated already. Some current members from 48 and 46 as well. The 3rd one, 2nd or 3rd. Yeah, 3rd one with music. I wonder what song I would play. 1st or 2nd. Combination song and posters of famous members sound good. Because what song do you guys recommend I play? Like, I know there's Heavy Rotation, which is like the most popular song like outside of Japan. But what's another good song to play? Maybe from like 46 or 48. There's Call You the Fortune Cookie, that's a good one. I should definitely include that one. Oh yeah, there is a 46 song that's Naruto opening. No, is it? Yeah, it's an opening, right? Yeah. Let me write this down. Because you guys know my memory. So there's... 365 is pretty good too. What is the Naruto opening song called? It's Tsuki Tsuki something, right? Oh yeah, yeah. Of course, you have the Sakura in there, right? Yeah, I feel like that 46 song would be pretty good, especially at Anime Expo, since there's a lot of Naruto fans at Anime Expo. And see if they like recognize it, and then I'll ask them like, "Hey, do you know who made the song?" And they'll be like, "Blah blah blah." Yeah, I have to come up with questions to ask them. It's Suki something. Suki no Okisa. Nadame no Azoraka. Maybe. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, I think that one. That one's pretty recognizable. Yeah, it's not near Halloween time. It's near it's 4th of July. So it's near there. Very patriotic. What anime openings or endings has AKB done? I know they did a Dragon Ball Z Kai one. They did a Chin-chan one. I'm fairly sure there's another one. There's a Wreck-It Ralph one. What else is there, guys? Like one of the like more popular anime ones that like anime fans in the West might know. Yeah, I have Sugar Rush down. There's a whole list down there. Oh well, of course they did AKB49. I said AKB49. I mean AKB0048. I feel like not a lot of people over here know Yokai Watch. Oh, they did the fairy tale ending. That's what it was. Oh, and also the Magi ending. Yeah, Tsuka no Okisa. Um, what was that? The Magi ending was Nogizaka. I think Nogizaka's up for another anime related thing. They usually do it like every 4 singles. What is this one called? All right, so I think those are good ideas. It's pretty good songs I could do. Um, Pictures would probably be the more popular members. We have Oshima Yuko, we have Achan, um, Kyoto Sayaka, we have Mariko, Like, off the top of my head, do we have? Well, we have a lot. We have a lot. There's a lot of popular members, like Itomi and all that. Yeah, basically, it'd be like a poster board, pictures of like them mixed around, maybe some 46 in there. Just throw it off, and like, I guess it'll be like two different videos. Maybe one. I guess the poster board one could be included in like a regular interview one, and then the song one could be something else, or I could just make it one big video. I don't know. I'll have to decide when it comes down to editing how much footage I have. But yeah, I think that'll do it for this live stream, this end of the year live stream. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for commenting. I really appreciate it. And thank you for the 500 subscribers that I just got recently. I'll keep on updating videos and putting out news videos, challenge videos, photo book critiques, and hopefully you guys can watch and take part in the comments. And you can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Joshbox. And thank you all for watching, really.